I'd get all worried when you and I would start fighting when we jammed. Like,
you only use it once a week.
Short circuit.
Is this double as your man cave?
Yeah.
You just gotta come out here.
Come out here and hide.
Everybody's asleep. I'm gonna go have fun.
I'm gonna go out here and beat off.
Every time I'd come into the studio,
It smells like semen.
dude, Dustin's not in a good mood. Don't fuck. I'd make him walk on eggshells. He's in a pissy mood. Dude. I wouldn't fuck with him this night.
Oh, that's what you're telling the fake Jamie?
Fake Jamie, yeah. You fucked up this time, man. Like, I'm pretty sure
You're the fake Jamie.
You just punched a bitch.
Shit!
See? See, Jesse?
Son of a bitch!
The downfall has begun.
That is funny whenever we fucking fight and people aren't used to it.
Yeah, and they get all big eyed because that's fucking funny.
Is this
It,
the last
it always
episode?
cracks me up.
What?
It always cracks.
Is this the last episode?
Stop.
You got to think about how many recorded podcast meltdowns, like whether it's
There
between like
are.
a guest and a host or two hosts or something like that just never. I mean, they're like, well, we can't upload this.
Oh,
And
that don't make it.
yeah,
out,
just
yeah.
don't. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
Never
there's-
done that.
oh,
We
I don't know.
fucking
Yeah.
just let 'em
We've
work.
always
just-
uploaded it.
Oh yeah.
This better work,
Or
man.
fucking pussies.
Yeah.
Also, you're adults.
That's
and
who
you don't.
we
This
need to
isn't
get
And a lot of times it's just out of humor.
in the grand scheme of things. This isn't that important, but
That's why we need to get a record deal with League of Skanks.
Legion is
Legions? Is it League or Legions?
Legion. You
Legion.
should probably know what the fuck it's called before
Before you,
go,
yeah.
Is that
And now that
Luis
we're live
Gomez?
on everything,
Luis
before you go
Gomez?
pouring out for a deal. Also,
Now
it's
that we're
Legion
live
of
on everything.
Skanks, but it's Gas Digital Network.
Gas
You should-
Digital
you need to
Network.
know
That's what I'm
these
thinking of.
things. Just
Why?
Let me talk to
There you go.
him.
long drink, yo. Long drink.
I think I'm doing a long drink.
Got my head shaved today.
Did you go fucking,
No, I still have the Hitler top.
Okay.
Okay,
Swept over Hitler top.
it's a clean look.
It's a joke.
Dude,
It's a joke, everybody.
It's a joke. It's a
It is
joke,
a joke.
everybody.
I
It's a joke.
you know what blew my mind is when someone like pointed out.
Oh,
said-
his level was fucking shit on the metal show.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks
thanks for not bringing that up at all.
It's because you were back, I think, a lot of the time.
Was it?
I was sitting exactly like this.
Where you didn't
want-
do
you want me
anything
to
different?
deep throw the mic?
Well,
I
that
don't
is
know.
not as strong as Mike is what we're on.
Oh, I don't
But-
know.
I don't know. You're at your level. It would suck because Dustin and I were even Chris sounded better than you.
Let's just blame Susie.
She didn't even really talk that much.
Exactly. Why was she here on that show? I understand
She
her
was doing
being
stuff
here
before.
any.
Doing stuff with us, and she's
Yeah, she-
watching right now.
Oh, that's fine.
So
Hey,
keep
Susie.
talking bad about her.
Oh, well.
Ha
Super
Cool.
nice people. I love talking shit about just because it's like it's so unnecessary and completely uncalled for.
It's
And
fun.
I'm just like, fuck you for being so goddamn nice and a light unto the world.
yeah, it's
and
like when I've
someone who I do feel bad for Susie because she is a hugger, and this is like, oh, you can't touch people. I do feel bad in her for that aspect. But people that are just super, just genuinely warm, nice.
do you think
people,
it's just driving her
I
crazy that she
love-
can't hug people?
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
just gonna sploosh
Oh yeah,
the first
which
time?
is why this is even worse
Oh, yeah.
now.
So
of
Susie's
me
just gonna have an orgasm the first
playfully-
time everything's opened back up from giving everybody hugs.
She needs to bring.
Maybe.
She needs to wear no panties and a dress when she goes to a show, and she's okay to touch people.
Jeez. Wow.
I'm playing off what Matt said. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Like when someone comes up to you,
When
I didn't
someone's
think you
just
liked me because I would come up
genuinely-
to you and be like, "Hey, man, when's this comedy gonna start being funny, homie?"
Well,
And I'd be drunk, like thinking out. You know how when the drunk guy thinks he's funny?
Oh
like-
no, I've never experienced that before in my
hey,
goddamn
let's say this
life.
for the show because I got something to talk about.
Okay.
Okay.
This whole not being able to touch each other and stuff.
Okay.
I wanna
You can
go
touch
with
me.
this. Okay, here, you ready? Let's start the show. Let's do this.
Start off with touch.
Here we go.
touch.
Touch me. All right, here we go.
I gotta find our channel.
Let's see here.
Love you. I love you. And I love
Yes.
you.
I will eat your ass.
This episode of the
Guys, last kicker.
is brought to you by
Geist
Note.
and
Victor Wrench.
and Plastic Object. This program contains graphic material, including offensive language.
Oh, yeah.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Donald Trump's war on elements of his own government.
Trump's war on absentee ballots.
Trump's war on Fauci. President Trump's war on face masks. Trump's war on world order. Donald Trump's war on women. Trump's war on science. Trump's war on children.
President Trump's war on the truth. Trump's war on reality.
Oh,
Trump's
warmonger.
war
They really want
on
him to go to war.
institutions.
What do you
Trump's war
want?
on his own executive branch. Donald Trump's war on the FBI.
Donald Trump's war on the FBI.
Trump's war on Jeff Sessions.
President Trump's war on Obamacare.
Donald Trump's war on law enforcement.
Trump's war on China.
Trump's war on the whistleblower. Trump's war on the Freedom Caucus.
President Trump's war on the NFL.
Trump's war on Amazon.
Trump's war on trade.
Donald Trump's
Someone
war on
doesn't have a
Intel.
thesaurus.
Trump's war on the intelligence community. Trump's war on intelligence.
Donald Trump's war on immigrants.
Trump's war on immigrant
It's almost as
labor.
good as shit.
Trump's war on the press.
President Trump's unprecedented first-year war on the media. Trump's war on the media. War on the media.
War on the press. War on the media.
Trump's war on the media. Coming up in our next hour, Trump's war on the media continues. Donald Trump's war on justice. Trump's war on justice. Donald Trump's war on justice. Donald Trump's war on justice. Donald Trump's war on justice.
Trump's war on the justice system.
President Trump's war on Christmas.
Fuck you. You're a goddamn communist. I'm a fucking Reagan-era fucking conservative, pussy.
The lengthening days of March extended their attacks to the west bank of the Meuse and to a hill with a sinister name.
However,
Dead Man.
With no fear in our time. Catastrophe. No time to mourn the dead. Misery. Sound the horn. Engage the gears. The pressure builds. We must go on as we climb the gates. And we push on through. No time for thought. Our task is to fight. Come on, death is no sight. We kill.
Show number 379.
79.
79, dude.
Like, that can be funny too.
July 21st, 2020. Happy Tuesday, guys.
Tuesday.
happy Tuesday.
The only day I look forward to in my nothing of a life.
I would be miggity, 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 Matt Stubbs.
And I would be... well,
Diggity, diggity,
shit.
diggity, diggity, Dustin Snyder.
I forgot what our radio names were, though.
And you would be
We made up a
Briggity,
few
Briggity,
weeks
Briggity,
ago.
Briggity, Brian Breckenridge.
Double B. On the.
So why
On the
does
ones
the
and
show? How does
twos.
it? Okay,
I was gonna
now,
say that,
one-
but
the
I'm like,
first
I ain't
thing,
touching those knobs. I
Why
don't know
does
what
the
fuck I'm
show
doing.
already have a show name? It's called "Where Is the Press At?" And hasn't that already been one of our show titles?
Probably is. I have to put something in YouTube for some reason. They want something.
Well, why don't you just do like butt sex?
But then I
Or-
can edit
yeah.
it and take it out later.
That might get censored.
So you,
I'll
the
just
best
do
you
that
could
in
come
there.
up with was "Where Is the Press At?" or did it auto generate to that?
No, I just put that in there because I was hitting buttons on the thing earlier.
I'll have to go back and listen to that show. Was it one of your favorites?
I don't know.
Future President of the United States.
Well, I want
Is
to
it not
play.
playing? It's because our damn engineer. We hired this guy come in,
Wow, it won't
be our
play.
engineer,
are you
do some
Are you
producing.
going to create like a fake engineer that you just blame everything?
Yes, we need
It's
to.
theater of
That'd
the
be
mind,
awesome.
Brian.
Fine.
What's his name?
All right,
Okay,
sure.
well, I'll see you later.
All right. See,
Yeah.
it won't play where the press is at.
I don't know. Maybe it is
Maybe the
expired.
sample's wrong. Maybe it doesn't like it.
I need some more meat in my ears.
Well, you need to crank yourself up, man.
Let's see here. See,
You're
Speak
like
from the
maxed out
balls and
over
not your
here.
diaphragm.
Could've been
Come
like-
on,
I think
man.
it's because I got COVID ears.
Come on, man.
I'm pretty sure I got the vid, boys.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. We just broke all this down before the
We
show.
diagnosed
you. don't
you.
have COVID.
One of the symptoms of lethargic in my joints.
One of
two
the,
of this.
one of the 30
My
symptoms.
joints hurt and I'm lethargic.
You've been fighting all weekend. You've been rolling around on a mat with other men. letting them rub their junk up against you.
No, something just feels out of whack, man. I think I
Hey,
got the vid.
Speaking of which, if you're going and doing this double BJJ stuff,
Double BJJ, what is that?
it's like just taking them all in your mouth. No, like, do they test anybody? They screen anybody before you go in there? Do you get your? You don't get your temperature tested?
Honor system.
Oh, okay.
Bro.
Yeah, fighters
Yeah.
have honor.
It's a lot more. I'll say this: it's a
I
lot
know
more.
how amped up fighters are.
I trust it a lot more.
Need to be with the
than
man right now.
Going to the old LA Fitness. I can say their name, right?
Well, I wouldn't go there anyway.
LA Fitness, man.
I killed my
I
account
thought
there.
maybe people would start wiping off the equipment and stuff
No,
because of COVID. That's not the case.
Why would you?
I go
think
in there and I
that? Why,
lick the equipment.
why do people think that human nature is suddenly going to change?
Because of COVID, man. I thought some people would
No.
wake the
No.
fuck
Why
up and
are you-
stop
lazy?
being dirty. There's so much
Stop
staph infection.
thinking everyone's going to do what you're going to do, and realize how people have been acting the
Yeah.
entire time you've been alive, and observe them. I don't understand how it's like, well, I'm going to do this, so obviously everyone else. And
Okay,
you
so
get
do you remember
mad.
after? Okay, man, I need to know. Am I this low in the actual?
A lot of
mix?
people
No.
have gotten in car wrecks, but they're still
No, I know
shitty
what it is.
drivers.
It's another
You've
one of my
driven
symptoms.
by
my ears
awful
clogged.
car wrecks, but you're
Right
still
on,
a
man.
shitty driver. People don't.
So here's my
they
theory,
do just
though.
enough to stay
let
alive.
me ask you this. So after 9/11, you were a wee lad then.
I was in high school, and I fucking hate.
Do you remember though?
my high school
Dustin,
did not give us time
after
to sit
9/11
down and reflect.
After 9/11,
Uh-huh.
there was a little window of
I was
people
welding
being really
manhole
nice.
lids shut
Because that's where the terrorists are coming out. From
because they
from the
didn't want
sewer
them.
system?
Oh, that's right.
They didn't want them attacking any of the communication buildings.
Oh, okay.
So we went around and welded manhole lids shut.
Yeah, that's not what I was.
Terrorists
that's not what
never
I was,
really got around
Okay,
to
that's
attacking
not
the
what I was-
infrastructure, did they?
Oh.
It's not what I was trying to get into. But remember the little grace period of people being cool to each other? Like it went
Yeah.
for a good year, maybe. People were being nice. Well, maybe tap the brakes a little bit.
Tap the brake down here. I'd say
6
it was a good
months?
6
Are you going to
months.
compare COVID to
If you're in
9/11?
New
Not
York
really.
City-
Well, no,
Yeah.
yes, I am, Brian, because COVID. You would
Do you
think
realize
we're
these
in
things
this.
attack?
You would
They
think
attacked our
we're.
brain in two different ways. We saw 2 planes slam into
Right.
a building. With that is
So you're
because
saying that
we're
COVID has
it was
not
visceral.
been.
This
So
COVID
COVID's
thing-
not been as visceral as
because
9/11.
news reports were telling us.
But the death amounts are way over COVID.
those are graphics. Those
I
are
mean, over 9/11.
numbers on a screen that they told us.
Hey, he's right. If people don't see it actually happening,
Yeah.
they don't believe it happened. And then there were still some with 9/11 that saw planes run into the
So by
building, but then
this-
said
okay.
it wasn't real.
Okay, so by this train of
That
thought, then
small
okay,
percentage,
so by
yeah.
this train of thought, guys, my gym, there's going to be people that don't wipe down the equipment until there's a virus like World War Z.
Yeah, like
Pretty
this-
much.
Well, hold on.
because
I mean, that's when
COVID
they'll start
is so
wiping
much
things down?
like the flu and pneumonia. It's not. The symptoms aren't
Silent
new.
killer.
The disease isn't that. It's
I have a whole
new.
theory on this.
Nothing new's happening. We're not.
Yeah.
We're not like throwing up
What you-
blue or something like that. There's nothing
Yeah.
really new, except for like those 2 Chinese doctors whose skin went brown.
Which
Like,
that's an
It's
underrated
not like
movie. But World War
Chernobyl.
Z is a good movie. That was a good movie.
The
That was-
airplane scene in that
Yes.
screws me up.
when he falls.
Well,
When he
like,
falls and shoots
like
himself,
you're
the doctor?
trapped, 30,000 feet in the air,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
all of a sudden it breaks out in the plane, and you're like, well, what the hell am I going to do?
yeah. And you have to crash.
You have to crash the
Yeah.
plane in order to
Yeah.
survive,
That
which
was
is
cool.
weird. But here's my theory: the people that are decent enough to wipe down the equipment at the gym
Mhm.
aren't going to the gym right now. They're staying home
Because they're smart health wise.
because they're being the ones that are all being precautious with everything.
Yeah.
and those are
The
the
people
you
that
want
are
at the gym now.
Yeah, you want them at the gym, but they're not going to come to the gym. The people that are at the gym working out are just fucking assholes
And they want to get jacked.
Well,
that think this doesn't all exist, and is it going to kill them?
I went just because I need to get some cardio in, and thought it would be a good way because I don't want to run in death and morbid terror
Oh.
heat.
Don't you have a gym at the
Cars keep running you
complex?
over.
Yeah, I do.
Why don't you just go to it?
I guess I could. I
It's
just I don't know.
free, isn't it?
Yeah,
I like going out of
Yeah.
my way.
I should cancel my gym membership.
If you have one in the building you live in,
I have 2 gym
Jesus
memberships that I don't
Christ,
even
man.
fucking use. One's over here in
This is
Watauga.
why I enjoy telling you you're wrong, like comparing COVID to 9/11 when it's too. We didn't see the first people get the disease and watch them, I don't know, cough and get on a ventilator. No, we saw 2 goddamn planes live on television. Well, we saw
and 2 buildings
we
fall.
saw 1 live.
Yeah, one live, one was already happening, and then 2
One
buildings
building
fall.
on fire
Mhm.
and smoke. Another plane flying into the
But
building,
let's talk
and then
about
we
Building
saw them.
7.
And then
No, the
later
show, no,
on,
the
they're
show.
like,
Oh, okay.
take it down. And then 7 came down.
Yeah.
And then we
They hit
saw
the
it.
detonator on number 7.
It was a Tuesday in 2001 that we'll never forget.
I was
COVID
hungover.
is
Okay.
just
And we didn't have a podcast back then on a Tuesday.
I was in a
because we were
rock
doing them.
band.
COVID is what the bird flu was, but with news
I had a
coverage.
band that played shows and stuff.
Y'all
Did
didn't
stuff.
play. Y'all
What
played shows later.
in the fuck? Yeah, our engineer is getting fired.
Play with the one right here
Got a lot of demerits.
on the other side. Make sure that one's right.
Yeah, this guy's not
But
gonna
it's like-
last.
It's like my girlfriend complains. It's like I went to the Dollar General and the lady didn't have her mask over her nose. I go, yeah, because I mean, a lot of people just aren't. Also, I'm not going to. I'm not going to yell at anybody about
Hey,
their mask
why not?
There
wearing
you go.
I want to yell at people just for the hell of it.
because
fun.
you know how easily it could get thrown back that I'm just a racist. I'm afraid to tell anybody.
Well, that's the
you
thing.
got to pick and choose your
Yeah,
battles.
well, and
make sure it's people.
here it is right now. Am I way too loud?
Headphones loud as shit. Yeah.
Did you
I
turn
turned
him
mine
up?
up. No, I turned mine up.
Turn me up. I was off, and now
I don't think I touched yours, man. But
I don't know what y'all
Also,
are
I
doing.
just don't care.
see, so here's what I do now when I get into a tussle or an argument with a black woman or anyone that
Why is
starts
it going
doing
to be a woman?
or
Do you only argue with women?
no, just the last
Still
time
out.
that someone got offended with me doing something stupid.
Matt's
it
the
was
engineer
a, it was
that
a
needs to
black
get
lady.
fired.
You need to turn him down.
Which
Okay,
one? Is it here?
I'm good.
I don't
I'm
know.
good
Is it?
now.
Try that. No,
Now
you know what?
it went over.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's good. Stop
Is it
touching
good?
the box.
Is it good?
One of
Yeah.
them is panning left and right. One of them's volume. You need to look at them and see which one's
Yeah, and you're
which.
touching both. It's good now. Just leave it. It's fine. It's a little tin.
Yeah, my
canny,
bad.
but-
That's the balance.
Anyway,
Is that better?
yeah, that's fine.
Better.
so I got.
So wait,
I don't want
Okay,
but
this-
here's
it's
what I do
actually-
now.
no, it's a little
Whenever
loud. It's a
here's
little
what you
loud
do
now.
when you do the
you deep
when
throat
you
the
get in a
mic, man.
fight or not fight, but when you do something that pisses someone off and they start running their mouth about you being a white male, you just go shut the fuck up and just keep walking.
I just decided
kinda-
not to even take the first step that could even lead to that.
Shut
and
up.
I just turn
I-
around and start yelling at them in German, and then
Yeah.
walk off.
Yeah,
Yeah, you take your hat off
Espe-
first. then you
especially
do it.
especially the woke kids that are Antifa and all that stuff. That's an immediate shut
But I
up,
live in Arlington, so I'm not gonna really encounter those types. Really.
bro. They got
Our
their
co-
camera in your face.
I live
bro,
right
bro,
next
and
to
you're
a-
just like shut
I
up.
live next to a college, but it's mostly Indians, and they
Yeah.
just hang out with each other, which is cool.
Yeah.
But I'm like, all right, they have their own.
I'm
they're-
totally
they're-
kidding, by the way.
They're
Don't
our
be an
future-
asshole and
They're
just tell
becoming
people
our
to
future
shut up.
engineers, so they actually
Especially
have goals
in
and
this
will
climate.
contribute to society at
Just
some
be,
point.
be nice to everyone.
If you
Okay,
if
now
you
my
have to.
here it goes again.
That's what
man.
sucks about living in Arlington, right next to UTA. Is like there's no UTA does not a college town make,
No,
which is
it's a
like
bunch of rednecks
like
that
UNT.
live south
But
of
then
there,
again,
and
Denton does have your fucking super exhausting, and that's the optimal word. I mean, exhausting woke progressive
well, see,
types
right.
that just ruin.
And you know what's
a
really
good
crazy?
Time.
Denton County is one of the most conservative counties in the state of Texas.
Oh, hey, there's
there's
your pockets.
water
Hör
and
auf,
oil.
Halt die Klappe und lass mich in Ruhe, Nuttengesicht.
The UTA.
That's what I say.
Okay.
It's stop, shut up, and leave me alone, hooker face.
Hör auf, halt die Klappe und
But
lass
what's-
mich in Ruhe.
Is it too late to eat it
Nuttengesicht.
edible? Like it would just start kicking in by time right around when I started driving home. Apparently, it starts kicking in the next day with you.
It's never too late to eat edible,
Whoa,
as long as it's edible.
funny.
Yeah. You want one? I mean,
Yeah, I'll
we
take it.
could. Yeah.
So UNT is that's more like what did they pump out arts degrees, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
music.
Radio,
Yeah, music. Yeah, specifically they have a good jazz program, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Huge music
fine
school.
because jazz is just fun. Y'all take them. I don't care.
I mean, they are ours. I mean, I could give it to Brian, but they're ours.
No. Oh, yeah. I don't
So
care.
I don't have one.
what?
What do you
Yeah.
mean?
We're gonna have it. You're
Yeah.
gonna take one, and I'm gonna take the other, and then we're gonna get another package next week. Right? That's what happens.
The UTA, it just make like Arlington is it is what it is.
I hear you
but-
being racist.
Yep. Demographics.
That's the thing,
solid
too.
demographics. That's racist.
A couple of weeks
because-
ago, I was getting brunch with a female friend of mine, and we had partied the night before, so we decided to go get some brunch after we had a breakfast burrito.
Did y'all party with Jesus for your sins?
Okay. Well, yeah. But I started joking around and calling her a racist out loud, like, well, that's mighty racist, and just like pointing at her.
Mm-hmm.
And she said it was funny the first time.
You must be a gas to take out in public. That's why I'm glad I'm in a shed
I was
with you
lit.
most of the time.
That was lit by 10:30.
Lit Matt is always fun in public.
If I see you in public, it's by accident.
No, but anyway, yeah, don't go on dates right now and start yelling that the person you're with is a racist. It's not funny anymore. You can't do that.
Oh, it's not funny anymore.
It probably wasn't funny, a year ago.
Or here's what I like to
It's
do.
not like back in the 90s when that was the funniest thing you could
When
do.
the waitress walks up and you're like, so did your test results come back about that that weird stuff coming out down there? They don't like that either when you're on a first date.
You were probably one of those people in school where
A first date?
no one
Or
could-
brunch after a romp session. How about that?
I bet you were that person
Oh
in
my
school
God.
where your friend thought they could confide in you and be like, you know what, I think I have a crush on Jenny over there, and you and me are like, Jenny, guess who likes? And then
We used to
your
do
friend,
that to Johnson.
Exactly.
Oh my God, we
And
used to do
then-
that to Johnson up at
and
Broncos.
then
all the
nobody
time.
ever trusted you with anything
We'd
ever
go, Brian,
again.
you trying? And he'd be like, motherfucker.
That's exactly what happened to me in junior high. I was just like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
not confiding in y'all ever again. Okay, cool. I'll just bottle this up, and we will never
Yeah.
have mature male friendship.
It was always worse for the guy that hadn't been laid yet, too. The one that's holding out hadn't lost his virginity.
Oh, it's even worse because
He's like, oh, trying to get fucked? Trying to have sex? Trying to have sex, buddy?
never went that far, but yeah. It was just like, oh, I can't even tell you I'm keen on a girl. And,
Yeah.
until
Well, you can't anymore.
I don't know.
You can, well, hashtag me too. You can't say that anymore. You can't say I would like to have,
I've been with
relations with
I've
her.
been with my girlfriend like we don't even know how long.
Wait.
It's like 11 years now.
You can
or
no
something.
longer express your desire for someone of the opposite sex?
No,
I don't
hell no,
get-
man.
What if you're with them?
It's iffy.
What if you're driving down the highway in a car next to you're there?
What you
you're in
do-
the same cockpit.
what I would do-
They're in the seat next to
and
you in the
this-
car, and you're like,
Okay,
I'd really like to maybe make plans to fornicate with you.
that's iffy, man. Really, really fucking iffy.
We're in our own private domain.
No, you need to take the high road like
have to
Larry
have a
David
permission
and be
slip.
like Larry David and kind of be like, I kind of would like to put my arm right here if that's going to be okay with
You're
you.
looking
Like, my arm's right here. I want to make
pretty good.
make sure that we have permission here for my arm to be right here, and you kind of go from there.
Have you seen the show Uploaded?
Sounds familiar.
Is it
I
on
haven't seen it.
Amazon?
I haven't seen it yet. I think it is.
It's
Amazon.
pretty good. It's the guy that did The Office, wrote and did The Office. He did
Oh,
that
okay.
show Uploaded. It's
Uploaded.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's real short. It's cool. But one of the things in one of the episodes, the girl is going through Tinder or whatever, one of the hookup sites. She hooks up with this guy, and he comes over, and she goes, "Did you bring protection?" He's like, "Yeah." And she goes, "So did I." And they pull out this little thing, and their cams, they stick to their chest, and they look at each other, and they go,
Yeah.
"I consent to
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
to what's about to happen."
Why not?
Yeah.
And he goes, "I consent to what's about to happen," and they.
Did you guys watch a lot of Black Mirror? Or I guess it's still on. Have you guys watched any of it?
I only saw the first
Sounds
episode.
racist.
Did you?
Yeah. Especially when Matt says it.
Yes.
Okay, so Black Mirror.
I watched a couple. I watched up until.
Did you see the one where they go on the
last season.
date? They meet up and they both have these devices, and when they meet, they're like, "You ready to do it? Yeah, let's do it." And they hit the button at the same time, and it tells how long they have to stay together. That's part of the service. And so you might go on one date, and it's only a night, like 24 hours, and you have a great ass time. But guess what? You got to leave. You got to leave their little resort and go your separate ways.
Oh, they're in a
And then-
resort.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, and then sometimes you do. Well, it's not a resort. It's like a social media. You know how they always play on social media on that
Mhm.
show. It's kind of like
Yeah.
tied into that. So then, so you blow off that one you had the one night stand with, and then all of a sudden you meet the next time, and you're with some fucking sap for like 3 years, and you got to fight through it. So do you not remember that episode?
I don't remember that.
Sounds like a dumb premise.
That was actually good.
I think a lot of I hate what man to me
the lady in it
reality
was
is
very
full
hot.
of enough fucking strange shit to where
Like what?
I don't need a show like Black Mirror.
What is
Just-
the strangest thing that you've seen?
It's just modern
not
Twilight
seeing,
Zone.
just reading about shit and
Did
finding
you-
out all the more.
Oh,
I
sorry,
found out more
sorry.
shit about JFK than I
Did
the
you
other
see-
day than I've ever known.
Did
I
you
was
guys
just
see
like,
that
that's-
dude that took the shot of frog venom
No.
Oh my gosh, I'm out. I don't give a damn. Like this made
Out of what?
DMT look fucking
Oh.
like child's play. This guy, he started.
So where do you put it on the level of crocodile being the worst ever?
Well, crocodile's not really a hallucinogenic though.
Yeah,
It's not. It
it's
doesn't put
just-
you in planet zero. But this, look it up. This guy got some kind of some venom from some frog, and they had like 3 people, and they were down by this river. He just starts flopping around like a fish, yelling at the top of his lungs, crying,
is that just
screaming.
that's just licking toad, right? That's been around for a long goddamn time.
No. This is. I don't think is that venom that they're the
I
toad
don't-
licking is
probably.
not
Frog
venom.
poison.
I thought that was just the secretion
That's
that
been
they
around
do
for a long time. Of like the trope of licking frogs and you get fucked up and start seeing things.
Yeah, like
That's always
Rogan
been
does every
around.
once in a while. No, this is not that. It's something different.
You just said frog venom.
I don't think it's venom that you
That's
can't.
what the frogs secrete to keep their predators from getting at them. You know,
That's what-
they know.
that's what-
I don't think it's
they
venom.
know
though.
That's why
genetically.
Beavis and Butthead.
Venom's
You
a
just
coagulant.
called it venom.
No, I'm saying Joe Rogan. There's no coagulant that starts making your blood start
Is it
clogging and stuff, turning into jello.
Is it called Cambo?
I don't know. It was just some video of this guy and he's down by a river and it's fucking crazy. But remember when Richard was saying he would do it on the show, the DMT?
Mhm.
I want to get him to do this.
The frog venom? It's a 20-minute psychoactive toad experience.
The guy starts throwing up all over himself. He's like,
I don't want that in
like,
here.
almost
Yeah,
convulsing.
there's expensive shit in here. Why
Well,
would
the
you want
DMT
him
people
to do
throw
that
'em up.
in the studio?
Oh, we'll do that on location. I don't think you can do it here. You have to have shaman and stuff that fucking.
Oh, you
You
do?
just
Get you-
suggested
yeah, you
it.
can
It's
just do
because this isn't your stuff.
Is
You're
that
willing
what-
to throw Dustin's
did this
hard-earned
guy-
money out the window for a larf.
That's
Did
why
this
there's all
guy
this
do
DNA all over the floor too. Is it? Are there's like? Is it the one? Did you find
there's
it?
2 videos on here.
This guy's got glasses.
Vice has done 3.
I think it
Of
is Vice.
course.
There's 3 of them,
course
and one of
Vice.
them, yeah, this guy has glasses on. There's a guy sitting next to him with a cowboy hat. They look,
Let me see. Let me look.
they
him
look
look at it.
Brazilian,
Yeah,
South American.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's where the good
Yeah.
natural.
yeah, yeah.
That's
yeah.
where they discovered
Okay, I'll have to watch
ayahuasca.
this later because this
Yeah.
guy.
Or at least somewhere.
And then
around
there's
there.
there's this other thing. World of Playboy did a YouTube where it says we tried Cambo, which is what it's called, the frog poison cleanse, and aged
It's a
50 years.
cleanse.
Aged 50 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in the trip.
it's pretty intense.
That was 50
It's
years
pretty
old.
intense, man.
That's the nature
doesn't
giving that
sound like
frog
I-
a thing that says "Don't fuck with me," and that's why.
Yeah, can you imagine being the poor old freaking cocker
I'm
spaniel that
insulted you dare
accidentally
call this guy Richard a friend because apparently the facts say that you do not think of this guy as a
Whoa.
friend if you want this to happen to him.
What's his email
Age
address?
50 years?
Uh, Brian.Breckenridge@gmail.com.
So
What'd you
close.
just say? I'm so confused.
You said you want to get this guy Richard to do what you just described and have him age 50 years and destroy your equipment in the
Oh, I
process.
heard a hard
God.
F-bomb. Like the
So did I.
Said what?
like I
Frog.
said, oh, frog?
Oh, frogs. Okay.
What do you think I said?
I think you replaced the R and the O with an A.
F-A. Which, speaking of which, I've dove
Oh,
back in.
oh.
Damn it. Hold on. You guys keep going.
At your
When I
recommendation,
think of that, I think of the 2-syllable, like, you know.
I have
Yeah.
dove back into Generation Kill.
It's
I have
awesome.
1 episode left. I've watched a whole bunch of episodes in 2 days.
Hooks you
Well,
in so
6
much.
in 2 days.
Especially now that you're collecting every single gun known to mankind.
All
and
the
I
fun
have
ones.
no headphones.
I'm only
now.
buying fun guns, but the whole how over the top racist
Oh, I know.
and politically incorrect Marines are,
Like the N bombs they drop.
and the F bombs.
Did you listen to that?
FAG
Are you listening
bombs.
to the stuff that comes when they roll credits?
Yeah.
Did you
It's
listen to
great.
that one where it's like, that's
The
what you
radio
do?
talk?
He's like, man, I hate this white cracker motherfucker. And then the other guy starts talking trash and dropping N-bombs on the black dude. And then he goes, but I love this motherfucker. And he's like, that's what you do in the Marines. You just talk shit because that's how you build up. Like, that's what
Well,
you
that's
do.
like
you just
the
kick someone. You
gallows
find out
humor.
their yeah,
All the guys I
gallows
work
humor.
with that were
Marines?
hardcore Marines, they're like, there is no color in the Marines. There is no. You're all.
It's all
Yeah.
You're all
whatever.
together.
They fucking kick
It's
you in
all
the balls
you.
and try to draw you off sides.
It's like there is no. There's racism of you screwing with each other, like
Mhm.
jacking around with each other, saying whatever you want to say.
yeah, their goal is
there's
to get you
no-
to be drawn off sides.
But to try just to fuck with each other as hard as you
So-
can. But there is no true when it comes down to it, there is no.
Do you
like-
know who the
we're putting them-
mechanic and the driver is? Do you recognize him?
yeah.
It took me a while. I was like, Oh my god, this is getting annoying.
What is it?
It's the I don't know if it's the headphones or what. They might be done. I think when you accosted me, you assaulted me.
Why don't you buy you a good set of headphones? Have you ever bought
probably
yourself a
Yeah,
set of headphones?
and then Jesse came in here and stepped on them the first fucking day I brought him in.
Practice.
First day I brought him
That was
in.
10 years ago.
I
in a
bought this for the
band.
podcast. I bought it for the podcast then.
It's the only thing
No,
you
that
bought
was
for the podcast.
that was. I was once Eaton days.
No, but I was already selling the podcast idea to you, so it count. Okay,
That was
yeah,
10
we're
years
done
ago.
Here.
Are
We're
they
done here.
There's a
But yeah, the dude from The Wire.
Yeah.
So the other thing
Hold on.
is
Hold on, before you.
Would
You're yanking cables everywhere.
Nah,
Before
that's
you
never a
start
good idea.
disconnecting shit.
God.
See, I could never be a pilot.
I want.
Well,
I
don't
don't
make
even
that,
wanna-
don't yank
I don't
that.
even want
Don't
to
push
ride
that
in the same
button.
car with you. You just start pulling the headphones, just like don't even care what they're plugged
That's
into. Just about to take
That's
2 laptops out in the process.
This motherfucker sucks.
What do you think? One of my favorite parts.
It's great when you use a microphone.
Yeah, I don't think he knows how podcasts work.
You've been doing this for 7 years. Speaking of which, hey, 7-year anniversary is next weekend or
Hey.
next week, and we need some more cameos. If you're gonna send them over, if you're watching the YouTube, we got a scroll now that will tell you our email address.
682-593
voicemail.
JJTM.
So getting
You can
back
email 'em to us.
to Generation Kill,
We've already got some cameos. It'd be fun to play.
the part where the where the officer just loses his shit and starts acting like an airplane in the field, the grass field.
Yeah,
That's awesome. And they're like,
That's
"What y'all?" And then his
but
buddy's like,
Captain
"What the fuck
America
you-"
cracks me
Yeah,
up.
yeah, he's awesome. That everyone on the show is awesome, and then of course the other one is what I talked about the last week was when they're doing the humanitarian thing, and that poor old guy's walking.
There's a car coming towards them, and they pop smoke and hit that 203 right in the back of his head.
And the guy's like,
Jeez.
"What the motherfucker?" Or he's like,
What?
"God
Oh,
damn
God
it!
damn
What the
it."
fuck, man?"
I've never seen any of them, so
You got to. It's
you
good.
You got HBO?
Yeah.
Go watch Generation Kill.
Definitely
You'll
worth
have
the
fun
watch.
with it.
I still got like 2 seasons of Arliss to slog
This
through.
is easy. This
Yeah,
is
it's real
easy
quick.
Like
I don't
it's
want
6
to. I don't like
episodes,
spread
7
myself out
episodes.
too thin because I get like I watch episode 2 here, there, and I just don't complete.
So-
I want to complete something
Hey.
and then move on to the next thing.
This will get you ready for what's coming
What's
to
coming?
this country.
What's coming around the
Yeah,
bend?
it'll get you all ready.
Okay.
So the one thing I wanted to ask some military folks, and you might know this, is there's a couple of scenes at night where they're using tracer rounds.
Mhm.
Is that because of friendly fire? They want to know who's shooting from who. Why are they using tracers at
Use
night? Like that? I
tracers.
thought you wanted to be. You didn't want to show
first
your
off,
location.
When you load a tracer, it's not every round.
Yeah, right.
It's like every 5
Mhm.
to every 8 rounds. And when you shoot a tracer, it's to show people around you that aren't using tracers, because not everybody uses tracers. But it's to show people around you where
Where
you're
the targets
shooting,
are?
or where the target is, so they can visualize it and go, okay. Like people that
So the-
don't have the laser, the infrared laser,
Mhm.
identifying laser, that you can only see that if you have NVGs on, night vision goggles.
So are those guys like the spotters? They'll be the ones that are probably pretty good with the guns and can figure out the target the quickest out
Yeah,
of the
most
rest
of
of
the
the
time
guys.
your
Like what
tracers
Pauly
are,
Shore needed to do and in the army now. 'Cause that's
Yeah,
what
there
it's
you
like.
most of the time the tracers are up on top on the
On those
on the 50 or the 40.
50s on the roofs
Yeah.
of the vehicles, the
Yeah.
Humvees.
On the 50 cal or the 40 cal, and they
Dude,
show you where
I
stuff
would
is.
love to shoot that gun on top of a Humvee, but would you not be paranoid all the time that you're just going to get popped?
If I can, we're gonna go shooting on Sunday.
There's going to be a 50 cal?
No,
I was about to get a boner.
I might be able to get a box of tracers,
Oh, okay.
and we can shoot them through.
But you can't see them during the day, right?
Yeah, you can.
They're bright as
They're
fuck.
bright.
Oh.
Yeah, it's they're magnesium or phosphorus. Magnesium
we-
phosphorus on the outside, so when you shoot them, the speed and everything heats them up, and they
So
glow.
another wish list of mine is I want to shoot a 50 cal.
Well, like
And
you.
one of those, or the
The Desert
big ass desert. Yeah, the rifles.
Oh, you want to shoot like a BMG?
Yeah.
50 cal. Yeah.
Right.
That's fun. That blew my hat off. when I
Yeah,
shot it.
I'd like to do that, and I want to shoot, of course, now the M60. I want to shoot one of those, but Just anything fully automatic. I've never shot a fully automatic weapon,
go
and
to
I want to do
Vegas.
it.
We can go to that range of Vegas.
I'm pretty sure I've got some friends with some serial numbers that has been sanded off that could probably hook us up with some fully automatic
Well,
weapons.
We can go up here to
I'm pretty sure some of our listeners that
Shoot
listen
Smart
to this
has
rock
fully
show,
autos because they brought in their MP5 when they saw me with my MP5. It was like, you
Oh,
want to
that's
shoot
right.
a full auto version? I was like, sure. And they just snapped it up. I shot it full auto, and I mean, it's fun.
Did it make you want to kill people?
No.
So speaking of tracers and
it's
stuff,
just a waste of ammo. I mean,
white
you
flares
blow
in the
through ammo.
sky, things
Sky
up in the
rockets
air,
at night.
Comets.
making big old tracers. Why would I bring that up?
Neo-wise?
Yes,
I've spent almost 2 weeks chasing that.
this
damn
might be
thing
the
down.
biggest bender I've ever seen you have.
Yes. I've gone out on 5 trips, and it wasn't until the 3rd trip that I finally fucking saw it.
Now, these trips that you went on, my grandpa used to do stuff like this too.
You talk about the Comet?
Did you?
You
Were
got
you
like
by
a hail
yourself?
bop thing going on, Dustin. We gotta watch you, man.
I gotta figure out when
What
to
kind
tell
of
my
sneakers
people
you
to
wearing,
die.
dude?
Little Nikes.
Yeah, I need to tell my
White
people to die.
Nikes. So, did you go by yourself every night?
Not every night, no. But the first 2 nights. Okay, so I saw these photos of people like in New York, like getting a picture of it over Manhattan. I saw a picture of them getting a shot of it over the Hollywood sign in L.A. A bunch of people in Chicago getting shots of it over, the Sears Tower and shit. So I was like, okay, well, I'll go down here to Dallas one morning because the first times I went out, you had to go out at like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and get it just before sunrise. So I was like, I'll go to Dallas. If these people can see it in New York City, I'm going to be able to see it in Dallas, right? Yeah, no. I think
Didn't
all
work,
these
huh?
fuckers photoshopped it.
Really?
Didn't work. So then I was like, well, next attempt,
Get
I'm going to
comfy
go
here.
down south where the skies are clear, get south of downtown, went down almost to Hillsboro. But then I was shooting, in order to see it, you had to shoot back to the north. And, well, Fort Worth's in the way. So you're shooting right back into light pollution.
Yeah.
Couldn't see it. So finally I was like, fuck it. Going out west, going northwest. Went out to Archer City.
Henry Archer City?
Henry the Archer
Henry
City.
the Archer City?
And set up on the west side of Archer City, and bingo, saw it. Figured out where it was, what was going on. It's not super bright, but the cameras can pull it out, and you can, if you watch it long enough, you can start seeing it. Pretty good.
I just think it's cool that they named a comet after Neo and Pennywise.
Yeah, maybe.
Like the scientists probably must have really liked that stuff.
They call
Really
it Bro
like
Him?
those movies.
Yeah.
Neo
Oh, that
No, Pennywise the band.
So then I
But-
went to, or the
It,
clown.
or the
Or
clown.
yeah.
It, right?
So the next night I went to Throckmorton out in the middle of nowhere, and the entire family met me out there, which was kind of funny. So could see it perfect. And then the last night went to Lake Proctor Lake down past Dublin, between Dublin and Comanche, and could see it beautifully like that. I think I could see it better there than anywhere else.
Yeah.
And it was great. Got all the shots I wanted. Felt good. You can still see it this week, but it's going to start fading pretty quick. I think you can see it this next weekend a little bit, but it's not going to be as bright as it was this past weekend.
Yeah.
Lots of miles covered. It was fun. It was fun. I like exploring small Texas towns in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
That does
It's
sound
awesome.
fun.
It was great.
It's weird. You go, I would say, just 50 miles outside of town sometimes. It's a different world. It's just a completely different world, man. It's like,
you
guys realize there's a pandemic up the road.
Yeah,
and
no
people,
mask.
Yeah.
You get up to Bowie, which is what? On the other side of Decatur?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no worry about masks. There's no worry about anything.
Mhm.
There's nothing going
must
on.
be nice.
Just
No,
dust,
'cause there is
dust storms.
there probably is nothing going on, so they don't need to care.
And you don't really see anybody like in any of these small towns. Like what freaked me out was the night I went to
I'm
Throckmorton.
actually jealous of the small town folk.
Oh, I love it.
I went through Graham.
I would move
Then
out
went
in the
through a
country
place
so
called
quick.
Newcastle, and then went out to Throckmorton. I didn't see any cars, any people outside, nothing, and it was creepy as shit in all these small towns. and get out there the other side of Throckmorton. There's this giant bull statue. Pull up, and there's ended up being 4 photographers and 2 people at the telescope,
Doing the same
all
thing?
from DFW.
Oh, doing the same thing you're doing?
Doing the same thing I was
Oh,
doing.
hell yeah. That's
And
your
they
people,
and it was
man.
like
Yeah.
Were they
we
on
all talked
shrooms
to each
too?
other. We all talked to almost. We all talked to each other. It's like, so why'd you come out here? They're like, well, this is the closest class 1 dark spot that you can get to, and they were like, we just thought we'd come out Throckmorton and
Class
see what it'd
1
be.
dark
and then
spot. What's the
we all saw
darkest?
this
That's a cool ass
class
fucking-
1.
That's a
Oh, I
cool
thought
ass
you said
class,
the
there's
closest
a class 0.
What's the Prada out there in Marfa and all that area?
That's all
Class 1
class 1, but you're not surrounded by
Big
light
Ben.
pollution. Big Ben,
is class 0.
yeah, class 0, class 1. Class 1, class 2 is what's up by Throckmorton, but you're surrounded by light pollution. But you're in a spot that doesn't have light pollution. So when you look out on the horizon,
Yeah,
you'll see light pollution.
I want to go to the
But when you go to Big
Big
Ben,
Ben. Yeah,
and you look out on the horizon, there's no light pollution unless you look towards Mexico.
and there's a veil, a little bit.
You'll start seeing light pollution. Yeah,
That's from the gunfire.
Yeah,
that's weird. Yes, you see tracer fire and muzzle flash.
yeah.
But it was fun. I think the next big astro thing to come up is like August 12th is one of the biggest meteor showers we have. So here in a couple of weeks, and I'll probably go out in the middle of nowhere and kick back and
I
shoot the
might do
sky,
that with you and snuggle.
snuggle up,
Yeah.
keep each other warm.
Yeah, but it seems like if you went to a class 0 section out in the middle of nowhere, like Big Ben, to watch a meteor shower, it would get lost with all the canopy of stars that are like. It seems like it would be hard to see almost because there'd be too many stars.
So the last time I went out to class 1 was when went down to Junction.
I've been there.
We went. I went with Susie and Jeff down to Junction, and we camped out there at the Llano State Park. But I went down there to shoot stars and shot there at Telegraph, and that is entering. You leave when you're far enough out of Junction that you start leaving into the class 1, starting into class 0, because you start going that way. You hit Rock Springs, and then you start getting into Big Bend country,
Yeah,
where stuff gets to 0. But I hadn't seen that many stars in so long that it kind of started making me dizzy.
yeah.
Because you're just like,
There's too
holy
much.
shit,
Too much.
There's so
Yeah,
much.
It's like overload.
And when you can see space dust that makes up the Milky Way with
I've
the
never-
naked
I've never
eye,
seen it.
it's freaking crazy because you're just like, what? And as you lay there and your eyes get more and more and more and more adjusted,
Starts growing.
it starts
It's
growing, and you
and
start
growing.
seeing, and you're like,
yeah.
when we went out to Throckmorton, my aunt and uncle were out there. My uncle pops off and goes, I can't even find the Big Dipper anymore. It's like it's gone
Yeah.
because there's
All
so
the
many
other-
stars
all
you
the
can't
stars?
see it.
Yeah.
He's like, where's the North Star? I can't figure out which one it is anymore. Plus Jupiter was up and Saturn was up.
Yeah.
Mercury, Venus, and Mars were all up, so they were bright. But
I love those the time lapsed photos of places like out there where you can see the Earth's rotation. I love that. That's really cool. That it reminds me of like that's when you're like, whoa, we're on this weird ass planet and we are nothing.
like when I do the star trail photos,
Like-
when it's spinning.
Literally, no lives matter at that point.
No,
No lives
no, and
matter.
that's the thing.
That's
it
the
was
thing.
so good to go out and do this all those nights because you sit back and you relax. You're like, it makes you realize none of this matters. Nothing.
Yeah.
Anything that's going on around you doesn't matter. And when you're out in
Yeah.
the middle of nowhere in small town, where everybody's not forming groups on social media or little neighborhood groups on social media to
Yeah.
attack other neighborhood groups or get pissed off at these people. When you're out there in the middle of nowhere, it was so nice. Like nobody cared.
My Facebook
knows what's
ban
going
has
on.
been a blessing in disguise because I'm like, I
Free
don't
Brian
give-
Breckenridge.
No, fuck that. I ain't like.
Less stress?
I found like, oh, dude, I just don't give a shit about what's going on there. Like, I logged in today. I was on the computer, just because like my phone was charging. I logged in to check Facebook Messenger, just because there's like a group I'm in, a couple of friends. I have, just to see if they'd sent me anything. And I saw, I had these pictures that had been liked from July 4th when I was posting all these American photos.
Mm-hmm.
All this America bullshit.
Yeah, like Willie Nelson and Dolly Parton. Fuck those guys, right? And I was just like, I'm like, I do not want to scroll down at all. I do not give one shit about what's happening on here. And then check my messages, nothing was there, logged out. And I hang out on Twitter just because I can get I get my fingers more on the pulse of what's really happening because of like pages I follow on Twitter, and I can get up to date shit. Because Facebook, if anything, Facebook's detached from, it's from time, because of how shitty that algorithm is of uploading shit that happened 8 days ago.
That's the problem with me. Yeah. This little 4-week break I've taken where I'm not on there all the time, and I just get on every once in a while, and I've hidden the app.
I wanted to call. I was thinking about it. I go, I want to call bullshit. I deleted the app. I go, no, bitch, do something that gets you banned to where you can't even. Yeah. You can look at Facebook, but there's no point if you can't like or comment.
But in the 4 weeks, it's been. Now, when I go back in, I look at the algorithm. All my shit is a day or two old that I'm seeing from other people.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off. I'm like, well, that's just a bunch of bullshit with this algorithm. And then if we can transfer to another story, what do you call it? Segue to another story is, so I did that 4 weeks ago when I told you, Matt, that I was moving the app or staying off of it, getting away from Facebook.
Which I did the moving thing.
Moved it so it's not on my front page. I don't see the notifications. I got to swipe over to see them, but I'm just like, I don't care. I took the notifications off, so it's not telling me every time someone likes something.
Oh,
or
can you
whatever.
do
I did that from the get-go. I do that with all
I should
my
do
apps.
that.
But then I decided to do a social experiment, which was fun.
Was I involved?
Sort of.
He said, I'm voting for Trump on November 3rd. Dude, I want to pay someone to do that and be like, like keep me up to date on the hour. Like someone who will never, ever vote for Trump. I'm just like, how much can I pay you for you to post it? I'm like, that's the only thing. I'm not saying you have to post anything else about it.
And turn your notifications on, so it's just.
No, I want to see. I would love to pay someone and document the fallout from and then they don't. That's the only thing they post. They don't post anything else.
So that's kind of what I did was I took,
because that's the ultimate thing. That's just the ultimate thing you can do now. That's the eject button from your life if you want. Just come out, fake being a Trump supporter, and hit that eject. Yeah,
it's the whole Curb Your Enthusiasm episode.
Now, I
when you
can't
don't want to deal with
I've
people,
already talked about it.
You put on that hat, the
MAGA.
That's kind of where
the MAGA
I got
hat,
the idea
Make America
from.
Great Again, and when you don't want to deal with people, or if you're in an area where you feel threatened because there's a bunch of Trump supporters, you put it on, and they're like, "Oh yeah, come on over here, buddy." So what I did was July 6th is the first day I did it.
My sister's birthday.
And it was the bubonic plague found in Inner Mongolia in China when they found that. And I wanted to see, I kept finding these stories on the Reddit that is the Texas coronavirus Reddit. People were posting stories. And I was like, I'm going to just take a coronavirus story and every few days plug one in here and see what happens.
Into Facebook?
Into Facebook.
Okay.
And, a lot of people shared it. A lot of people was like, oh, my God, this is the end of the world, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. But then the next one was the one that caused all the fucking chaos. And that was the one about the hurricane. There's been more coronavirus
I saw
deaths
some of that.
in Florida and Texas in 1 month than 20 years of hurricanes.
Right.
That one.
That set a storm.
That set a storm, and it set a storm with a lady that used to babysit Aiden. And because she had to come in there for some reason. I mean, it's got nothing to do with the fucking story, but she felt that it was.
That's when she threw down the BLM stuff out of nowhere, right? Or the cops thing or something?
Yeah, the first thing was
I support cops.
She threw in there that OSHA sent out this inner memo that says, all the shit about wearing these masks is bullshit. N95 masks don't work, and N99, N100 masks don't work. There is no mask that can save you from coronavirus.
Jim Carrey had a cool mask.
It could change you into someone cool. So then it was like, I just asked it, where did you get this? What is this? So then she just copy pasted some text message that totally looked like fucking bullshit you find on Facebook. That look, my friend of a friend of a friend found this. So then it turned into chaos with everybody that saw that and me going on. Come on. You go to OSHA's website and it says here you can look at it. Well, this was an inner memo and this is stuff, and it says la la la, and it was, not supposed to be made public and crap. I'm just like, come on, what the fuck? And then somewhere in there, for some reason,
Wait, that was her fallback, was that what she had posted on Facebook in the public was not meant to be in the public, so you're not going to understand it and you're going to see it wrong? Is that what she was trying to say?
Was that OSHA, basically that OSHA was trying to keep it a secret.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, this is the way it came across, was like, you know, OSHA doesn't want you to know this, but the masks don't really work.
What was her?
And
what was the
my-
reason
my
behind
whole
the masks
backing
don't work
was-
and they wanted to hide it?
And
for?
she kept saying, there's no mask that can protect you. And I'm like, so none of these military grade,
I
you know,
remember that.
chemical warfare masks will fucking help you?
Hazmat uniforms don't work?
I guess they don't help against anything, you know. And what are these the PPE that these doctors and physicians are wearing, you know, won't
Just-
help you against anything, won't protect you?
It's like a sugar pill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like
somewhere in there,
this was
placebo.
something about comparing hurricane deaths to COVID deaths in 2 states. Was
she
her-
decided
she
to throw
comes
in it has
out-
to do with masks.
So
Masks
she-
don't protect you.
Is
That was
this
her
the same-
immediately
this is
coming
the
out.
She saw
same
that
one.
and just started with the mask argument.
Yeah, the mask
with-
argument
But
right
then
off the bat,
she-
which has nothing to do with
unverified
anything.
OSHA source.
Right.
Unverified.
And
OSHA
also,
source.
Oh,
if
yeah.
is this the same one that you sent a message? You're like, dude, you gotta check this out.
Yeah.
She also decided
I
to
love
hit
those
all
left field
all
replies,
the
man.
all the Republican right wing conservative copy points too in the same thread that had nothing. Like she all of a sudden didn't
In
the
the
same way
middle
she
of
all
the
of a sudden threw out
argument,
BLM
she
sucks
goes-
or
she
something
goes-
like that. Or
No, in the middle of the argument, she goes down. She goes, "Oh, and I want you guys to know, I also support
cops.
Blue Lives
Blue
Matter."
Lives Matter. Everybody's like, what the
Oh.
fuck does that,
That
have to
has
do with
nothing to
anything?
fucking do with a mask, and it definitely has nothing to do with a fucking hurricane stat versus COVID deaths. Like none of your arguments have anything to do with
You
anything.
called her offside so hardcore.
And then next,
I mean,
and then like a bunch of people are commenting on it too, and like, well, are you fucking insane? And I'm getting text messages. Is that fucking cunt crazy? Is she
No.
fucking insane? Who is this bitch on your thread?
didn't
Who is
Ian
this
even?
racist
I think
whore?
Ian even said, "Are your friends really this stupid?" or
Yeah.
something like that.
So then
And that's
it
what also
goes-
sucks is just because you happen to know this woman, someone says is like
No,
is
he
your
knew.
fr-
He was just fucking with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but
he's
also
just
some
not
people
going.
some people will begin to think that you're dumb just because you would know this person.
Most of them probably knew.
because that's
no,
how
no,
dumb
no,
people.
because you could read in the thread that I was just poking the bear.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah,
a fucking
yeah, yeah.
poke. the bear.
Okay,
But then
yeah.
she goes off about Blue Lives Matter, and then she as we're going through there, she also goes through there and she says, and while we're at it, I hate Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, some crazy
You'll
shit.
never hear.
While we're at it,
you'll
yeah.
never hear me say,
Just gonna
or
throw
you'll
this
never
out
hear it
there.
come out of my mouth that I will never say that Black Lives Matter. And it was just like, whoa, okay, well, you just went off a different fucking tangent.
Dude,
and into
even
a
a lot,
different
even a
world.
lot of people who don't
Whoa.
like want to have a debate about. They're like, of course, Black
I'm
Lives
surprised
Matter,
Facebook didn't
but
rip
blah
that.
blah 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 blah. They'll even concede that point, and then talk about the organization and all this other shit. A lot of people
Well,
even say
here's the problem.
they're like, I'll say Black Lives Matter, but blah blah blah. To come out and say, I will never say those three
that
words.
Black Lives Matter.
Oh,
and
God.
what? Okay, so if I give her benefit of doubt, because I mean she's in a rage because everybody's jumping her case.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
easy
yeah.
to see. She's in it. She's
Her
going
blood
crazy.
pressure was
her
up.
blood pressure
She's
was
fighting,
up.
she's fighting
And
a lot of fronts right there.
She's someone that's been
She's got
stuck
more
at
wars
home,
than Trump.
has nothing to do. She's a
I got a high five.
yeah, that was a
Hell
good
yeah.
one. That was good. But she has nothing to
it.
do.
Tied
She's
it into our
bored.
intro.
All she's doing is sitting here on Facebook, just going
Yeah.
nuts. Well, I can see where in her, I'm going to give her benefit of doubt. Maybe she meant to say, like, you'll never see me say, I'll support the group Black Lives Matter.
I
You
won't
know,
wear the
there is
shirt,
a-
maybe. I won't
there-
wear that.
There is a
bandana and all-
separation between
like,
the group
I don't know.
and the movement.
Protect yourself with
But
some
no, she-
nuance by
no,
throwing
she-
in literally
she
one
doubled
or two
down.
extra words.
But she didn't
She doubled down.
specify
Yeah.
which one. And then she kept going.
So now she's doubled
on
down
it.
on a completely new argument.
Yes, going, and everybody is like even Susie commented on there was like, do you realize what you just said? And then she attacked Susie. And then she just kept attacking friends, and she kept going.
This woman's
through
a hydra.
all
Like
the other stuff. She's just attacking.
one of your friends chimes in, and then like another head goes after that. And she's
So
just,
she's also one of these dumb bitches that goes back and starts editing her comments.
oh, fun.
But screenshots last
Yeah, they do.
because I
Which is
started
why I'm
screenshotting
not,
shit.
a lot of people on Twitter are
Oh,
like,
you caught her on some
oh yeah,
shit?
yeah. She
Like she was
started
trying to
editing
switch stuff
She
up?
started switching stuff up.
Like I
editing
never
stuff up.
said
that's
I
why I
hated
hate
black
when people are like, Twitter needs an edit button. I go, no, it doesn't, because you do something that goes viral and you just you edit it to Heil Hitler. You know, you make it an
it's
awful
the same
thing.
thing we talked about a few weeks ago. The practical
Roseanne
joke
Barr.
to do.
The Roseanne Barr. It's the
Is
Roseanne
the-
Barr theory.
is the
Roseanne
pub-
said that when she said all our shit, she was on Ambien.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you got to put your phone up when you take that shit because you're gonna it's on Twitter.
So moving on, like she just keeps going and going, and everybody's calling her on her shit, and it's just I'm gently trying to guide her through things. Like, do you realize what you're saying and how insane it is on all counts?
It's
The
like that
mask,
drunk friend at the party.
the police lives,
Everybody
the
that
black
just-
lives. Yes, it's like
I've got black friends too.
Oh. I
You're
have
like,
to,
oh
it's
shit,
like,
here we go.
I got to mentally take myself out of the party to deal with my piece of shit friend now.
So it finally
now
gets,
2 people aren't having fun.
It finally gets late at night. You know, Facebook dies down. Go to bed. Wake up the next morning.
There's more.
She's deleted all her shit.
Oh, yeah.
She went in and deleted all her.
Yeah, because
her
probably
entire
someone
thread.
close to her said, "You look like a fucking cunt by doing this. Why don't you just fucking delete it?"
Let me tap the brake for a second, because what I did say was I did jump her ass, and I did tell her, I was like, listen, if you're gonna come on here and you're gonna, you know, I've put up with your shit, and I've tried to be cool with you through this whole thing and entertain
Yeah.
you, but when you come in on here and say Black lives don't matter, you can take your fucking racist bullshit off my fucking page.
Was this the
Get
one that I
hell
was
outta
asking?
here.
Hey, can I come in with the white knight here? Is she hot?
Yeah, that's the one you're asking.
was
And
gonna
I
come in with the
just
white
tore
knight.
into her.
Hey guys,
And she got offended because I used curse words on Facebook, on the internet. White fragility kicked in.
Oh gosh.
So then
The actual white fragility.
Yeah, the real one.
so then she deletes all her shit, you know.
Yeah.
And she posts some more stuff in there, but she's like, fine, if you don't want me on your page, blah, blah, blah. And then she deleted all her shit.
Unfriend
Was there not
me
any white
if-
knights that were like, you know what, guys, try to listen to her because everyone has the right to an opinion.
No,
there weren't any white knights.
No, because she's a fucking moron in this entire thread.
So even the back rub guys were like, we ain't touching this,
Everybody
man.
was like, what the
Yeah.
hell? And I got so many messages that night was like, thank you for telling her off. Thank you for telling her to fuck off. Who is that racist bitch? Fuck
We're going to
her.
kill her?
Blah, blah. And here's the deal.
Just kidding.
I want to.
That's a joke.
I want to. Yeah, that
There's
is a
not
joke.
going to be death.
I do want to say this is that the only way I know her is because she used to babysit my son
Yeah.
when he was younger. I didn't even know I was Facebook
Was that
friends
like,
with
what,
her
a
anymore.
decade ago?
Yeah, at
Something.
least
Over, right?
Yeah.
2007 was the
Okay,
last time.
yeah.
So I didn't even know I was still Facebook friends. You know, it's not like we talk and everything, but she.
It's someone you unfollowed a long time ago, but didn't unfriend because it's like, what's the point?
But then she
Unfollow-
comments on something. I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't even know
Yeah.
we were.
Dude, same with the weird
had
with
connection.
with the fucking Stevie Ray Vaughan statue thing. And at
And
that
that
point,
bitch-
what was yeah, and that was a whole different type of lunacy from a very on the complete opposite, the woke side of shit with throwing out accusations, unverified accusations about Stevie Ray Vaughan. And then what was great about that is I didn't even have to engage anymore because other people who never really commented on my stuff as is, like started chiming in because they just saw some insane bitch saying some crazy shit, and then it explodes.
So
it
yeah.
metastasizes into other arguments,
Yep.
and then like her saying taking this fucking not U-turn, but like a hard turn into Black Lives Matter. Like, but with mine, it was a hard turn into I have a college degree. And like everyone's just like, but saying it in a
So-
way of like I'm better because I have a college degree and I'm educated, and people that I know
And that doesn't
that
matter.
don't have a college degree were
guys-
like, well, fuck you. If like I don't have a college, is that are you better?
Well-
It's like going with that Chris Rock joke. It's like you got a master's
Round-
degree. Oh, you my master now?
Round two's headed on the way. You know that, right? I don't know if y'all have noticed.
Of what?
The NBA is about to start.
Oh, well, I'm
And
halfway
everybody
done my
started-
story here.
Oh, my bad.
So that's
you're done.
Read the
no,
room, Matt.
No, that's half the fight. Brian jumped in, but
Yeah.
that's half the fight.
I
is
thought we were
because
done because Brian went off.
she deleted her comments, and then on her page, she put, "So serious question. Has anyone encountered any fallouts with friends on Facebook who was livid with the fact that you didn't share their opinion on Black Lives Matter or mask wearing for that matter? The whole thing is batshit crazy. I was told to get the F off someone's Facebook last week who I've known for 13 years and go ahead and hit unfriend. That was the other thing. Instead of hitting subscribe, I said you can go ahead and hit unfriend.
Unfriend me.
See, you did the thing, though, man. What did I tell you? That's not her responsibility. It's yours. You're the one that said it. You need to delete her.
Did she unfriend you?
It was more just like
I know.
This
I know
whole
exactly
time.
what it was.
I'm laughing because I'm sending you
'Cause she looked
messages about it.
stupid.
She looked completely stupid. I'm laughing about it. So then this cracked me up and I was like, then she starts commenting on people are like, well, it's stupid. This is the time, blah, blah, blah. So this is what made me laugh. Like I fell out of my chair. I got to review this whole thing. She goes, I think the person that told me to unfriend him and to get the F off his Facebook has bigger issues than me. ... He's not that great of a photographer. ... He has serious personal issues within his life.
His podcast sucks.
I don't know this fucking cunt. I don't know her. And she says I have personal issues in my life. I haven't talked to you since 2007, the last time I picked my son at your house.
She's got some insiders
Hey, man.
that are leaking,
guess.
Yeah, dude.
leaking
She's
information.
got cameras set up. Are you white knighting her and telling her all my issues?
Yeah, I did say I was going to do
Okay.
that. Hey, baby, don't worry
And-
about him.
Here we go. Ready for this? And he thinks in quotes he is a lead singer for a band and he struggles to remain relevant. ... So there's bigger issues than just a me.
Is she out of her mind?
I mean, just saying that I'm sure he'll read this and will be pissed off, but I don't care at this point. Maybe his weird liberal friends can help him out.
That's the thing. It's no win with us, man. Our liberal
No,
friends hate us
this
and our
is-
conservative friends
Yeah,
hate
No,
us.
She
that means
thinks
you're
like-
doing everything right.
She must think that I care about left or right,
Man, you-
liberal or...
Dude, you're just a
Red,
public
it's
figure
just-
now. You're a target,
Yeah,
man.
trying
You're a
to remain
target.
relevant.
I guess
You're
I'm just trying to play
with
relevant.
your house.
So I
with your
did
lady
pop
and your
in there.
kid and your podcast and your band.
This turned
and
into
your job.
This turned into pages of fun.
Jesus, dude, you got it.
Pages of fun, and it was just back and forth, the same circle, the same bullshit. And I was like, "Are you this fucking stupid?" Was basically like, she took it way too serious. I'm laughing about the whole thing and then I turn into troll because one of her guys comes in there, one of her white knights comes in there and goes, "Dustin, you sound like a douche and a prick." And I was like, "Well, if you knew what kind of prick I really was," and he goes, "Well, pricks, pricks and dicks always end up
Yeah, you got white
alone. In the end, they always end up alone." And I was like,
Yeah, you
Dude.
got white knighted.
I said, "Dude, if you really knew
Straight
who
up
I
white
was,
knight.
I would love to be alone. Imagine I would love to move out in the middle of the wilderness, live off the land,
Yeah.
hunt and kill my own food, be left totally alone away from social media,
Kill
and
beta
y'all's
cucks like
bullshit."
you.
He never responded back. He was just like, "Well,
No.
ugh."
So,
Then
did
she
she
kept
say anything
going.
about the podcast?
No, she doesn't fucking know about the podcast. She will now because I'm gonna put this on this page. I'm gonna rename the show of Dustin Deals with Republic Hunt.
Republic cunt. So,
But
getting
it was
back
funny.
to
Like I finally told her off. I said,
Yeah.
"This is what you did.
Well-
Do you not realize what you did?" I said, "I'm gonna be cool." After I was done trolling her,
yeah,
I said,
you had your
I
fun.
broke it down. I said, "This is what you did. You came on there, and from the optics of what everything was, is you said
She had
Black
Republic cunt
lives.
tone.
You said Black lives. You will never hear you come out of your mouth that Black lives matter."
Which is insane. Who would
And-
say that? Like David Duke?
I said, everybody that read it as, in your mind,
Black people don't matter.
no Black lives matter.
What an idiot.
And I tried to spell it out for her. I said, maybe you were typing in a hurry. Maybe you misquoted. It's being misread. But that's not how it was looked at. And when you're on Facebook or you're on social media, you need to make sure what the fuck you're saying is what you're saying.
Especially right
Is
now.
what you mean right now.
Yeah.
I said, so
So-
that's the way it came across. That's why I jumped your ass. That's why all my friends jumped your ass. That's why everybody got on there. And when someone tried to point it out, you jumped their ass.
So,
It
get
just-
ready for round 2 of this summer because sports are getting ready to start. Basketball's about to start, and there are people that are already fucking running their mouths about how pissed off they're gonna be if they do if they have Black Lives Matter on the court, or if they wear their jerseys, or do any kind of homage or anything, or kneel. Does that really? Are you guys thinking about that at all? None of my friends are going. All of my
No,
friends are like,
no
I
one
don't give a
cares.
fuck. They could have a fucking stripper pole out there and have Hillary Clinton come out and do a pole dance. I want to watch basketball.
Okay, so when the EPL happened,
I don't give a fuck.
the first game of the EPL kicked off.
Yeah.
It was the very first game.
How's the
Everybody
EPL?
stopped down.
English
English
Premier
Premier League, the biggest fucking sports league in the world.
Oh, soccer.
Come on, Brian. We're
That's
sportsing
not-
right
that-
now.
We're
sportsing right now, man.
Soccer's boring. So
When it started up, the biggest
it's so boring.
the biggest sports entity in the world fired up. All eyes were on it. The very first match, the referee blew the whistle. Both teams took
Kneeled.
a knee for about, 10, 20 seconds?
Yeah.
Stood up and then kicked the ball. I was like, that's fucking badass. That's cool. That's very, very cool because that's in England. You know, they're seeing the way everything is. They're seeing the bullshit that's going on about kneeling here in the country, in the U.S. I was like,
Yeah.
that's
Well-
respectful. Now, did you see what Mark Davis said and
To
what
Mark
Cuban did?
and
what
then
Cuban did?
Cruz came into the picture.
I didn't see the Cruz part, but
No, Cruz and him been sparring too.
Oh, yeah,
because
they
after
have.
Davis and him, after he told Davis bye.
that was amazing.
Yeah,
Mark
go ahead,
Davis.
Go ahead and tell everybody
Okay,
that.
so Mark Davis put a tweet out
Bye.
there. Is like, I'm really ready for the NBA to kick off. I can't wait to watch the games. But
Mark Davis is who again?
He's an
NBA
radio
conservative talk show host.
Yeah, not
You said-
NBA.
Or WBAP.
Okay,
Wasn't he on there?
A20. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that's what
Conservative
I thought.
I
talk
think
show
it's
host.
WBAP.
And then
Yeah, I know what you're talking
is-
about. Okay.
he's also on that right wing channel on Sirius too,
Yeah,
right?
probably. He's pretty conservative.
Super conservative.
Okay.
So he tweeted, can't wait for the NBA to come back. I'm looking forward to it. ... But if they kneel, or
I'm out.
if there's anything with the anthem or Black Lives Matter, I'm out.
Yeah.
And he put at M Cuban, I hope you are taking care of this situation and make it look right upon your team. And then Mark Cuban just responded with bye.
Yeah, which is exactly what I would have
Great.
said.
Totally, I would have too.
Don't let the fucking door
Yeah.
hit
Bye.
you.
And then Cruz.
But you know he did that. Mark Davis did that, knowing the kind of response he was going to get. That was him trolling. He knew that was going to
Yeah.
draw people off sides and was going to help him and his media.
Well,
his media
yeah, it's just the way
conglomerate.
Mark Davis
and
is.
Cruz comes in
But-
saying like,
okay.
say some shit about China, and I'm just
Yeah.
like,
But that's
I'm
my
like,
point.
okay, here's a more fun argument.
That's my point. Look, we were talking about a basketball game. We're about to have the NBA back, motherfuckers. Why are we getting like? Who gives a shit? What does it hurt if the court says or says Black Lives Matter? Like, who gives a fuck? I don't. What is the people's such obsession and problem with our African Americans community?
Okay, so here's what the
fucking-
problem is: the conservative people.
I don't get it.
The conservative people
I need to
can't get
finish
it
what
in
I'm
their
saying.
head.
That is not an insult.
They
There's no
cannot.
insult.
What, a conservative person?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not an insult to
they're
say
conservative?
when people say Black Lives Matter,
Yeah.
they're not telling you cops don't matter, white people don't matter, nothing. They're just
They can't get it in their head.
aggravating.
Everybody I've talked to about this, including that Republican I fought with, in their head, the way
Yeah.
it's pictured is when you say Black Lives Matter, you're talking about the organization. You're not talking about the movement. And they can't get it past that there's two separate things.
And a lot of the media and stuff that they're seeing at these protests that turns into rioting, that's people taking advantage of the opportunity
Yeah.
to destroy stuff. They don't have anything to do with Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matters, like many other things, a good grassroots organization.
It's a movement.
It's a movement.
It's a movement.
Yeah.
The organization is, or the group organization is different. You know,
Exactly.
they have some radical opinions, what they want to do, what they've said, some of the stuff they put out is pretty crazy and could be considered along the same lines of what, the Klan
Yeah.
has put out in the past. And, it could be weighed as the same. But the movement is completely different. And everything that's being talked about, like in the EPL, in sports, whatever, is talking about the movement, not the organization.
Because look what the movement's done this time around. It's actually got white people talking about and looking at themselves and checking things down to see what they can do to help systematic racism.
And hiring Robin DiAngelo to come
Di-
talk.
no, that girl's she's got enough
Sorry.
issues. She's
No.
got enough issues.
I mean,
that's opening
But-
the
but-
door
but
for her,
that- that's
though.
the
Do you
thing,
think
You
the
can't ignore that.
largest sports organization in the world, the EPL, is gonna have patches on every jersey, have an insignia on the field, on the side, in the
Yeah.
stands where there's no fans? You know how they put all the advertisement in the stands
Mhm.
that all say Black Lives Matter if they're supporting a radical organization? No, they're supporting the movement.
Isn't it a sign? Okay, I don't understand people like that as
A lot
well
of people
that are
aren't
freaked
gonna
out.
look at it that way.
I don't
though.
understand why people
We
don't
know
see that this is you have to strike while the iron is hot. socially, everyone in the world right now is on point on what is going on with as far as racism goes, as far as poverty, like everyone, it's on their radar. So and honestly, we've had a lot of these things flare up, these riots and protesting and things that have flared up from cops killing black people, just like since Rodney King, right? Pretty much, and then now that we have
He
these
wasn't
phones
killed.
and everything,
He was just beat the fuck out.
how true.
Yeah.
But now that we have cell phone footage and stuff, we're starting to see actually how bad it actually is. And for the first times that I remember, maybe you might remember differently, white people are starting to listen and check themselves and look inside. I'm not saying white guilt, none of that fragility shit. I'm saying that's why Mark Cuban, the NBA, the NFL, all these sports organizations, it's because it's a good time to take advantage of the attention to get drawn to and help people understand this problem we have.
And that's what helps
For dipshits
movements
like Mark Davis to just fucking run his mouth and continue the same old speaking points shows how fucking ignorant he is.
I just got a message from one
I said the F word.
One of our producers, which I did not know. The NFL
producers.
is allowing each team to put either initials or a name on their helmets of someone who has been killed at the hands of police.
I don't have a problem with it. I'm sorry.
And is that someone of any color?
Yeah.
You know,
I'm sure it will be. There's no way that
because
they're going to limit it to.
That's part of the thing is when you start arguing about these police killings, it's not just black lives. I mean, it's every ethnic color lives. It's Indian, Native American, it's Mexican lives,
I guess,
that are attacked. The
Yeah.
movement covers all.
Right. And I guess my point, back to what I was saying before you got your text, my point is this. Like,
I think someone's
there's
just
a
gonna
lot
give
of
him
good
name,
people. There's a
and
lot
then
of
go,
good
okay.
people that are conservatives
fact
and right, like on lean
Write an
right.
essay.
There's a lot of good people that want the best for our country, right? But you've got to take your damn blinders off and act like this is an insult to your manhood and your fucking your God, country, ego, patriotic, fucking all that stuff. You have to step back from that and look. This is the perfect time for this message to get out there, so we can get true equality, and that's all this thing is about. Black Lives Matters wants to stop systematic racism. They want to stop police brutality. Are those negative things to try to stop?
No.
Is that something that we need to try to? Well, you know what? Everything.
And if you're a white woman sitting at your home that is affluent and has a lot of money,
Yeah.
and has privilege,
Yeah.
you need to sit back and shut
Yeah.
the fuck up.
No shit, dude.
Just
You're
sit back and watch your
shut the
daytime
fuck
soap.
up.
Drink
Shut
your
the
bottle of
fuck up.
wine or your
Right.
bottle of vodka. Pop some more pills.
Yeah,
and
eat some
just
pills.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut your fucking ass up. Chick-fil-A will be open
If
at
you're a white man,
7 o'clock in the morning.
If you're a white man that thinks they've got to hunker down and get ready,
And I don't have to wear no mask.
The war is coming, and I
Yeah.
don't have to wear a mask, and
You're
I'm gonna
blinded by that?
wave my American flag and my "Don't Tread on Me" flag
Yeah.
everywhere. Shut the fuck up. Sit back.
Right.
Just relax. Let people have their time.
And Mark Cuban
you
is-
had your time.
Mark
Let
Cuban,
other people have their
Mark
time.
Cuban's totally right. Bye.
Bye. Yeah.
Bye, Felicia. Get
Yeah, but
the
he's
fuck
a
out of
billionaire,
here.
So Mark Cuban, go fuck himself.
But he's right on this one. Like that, Mark Davis was trying to take advantage of this. It wasn't Mark Davis.
Fuck with Mark Davis. Yeah, like your local.
He's just trying to take
conservative
advantage of the
AM
situation.
guys
He's exploiting
are
racism
totally
and
on the
fucking.
table.
Like, and the thing is, like I said,
but remember, when Mark Cuban shut up, the Mavericks won a championship.
who sits there and is like,
When he was in the stands yelling, 2006, the refs were like, "Fuck you, D Wade, get to the line."
have you met anyone that's been like, I don't understand these
No, I'm
people, like
right.
why they don't get on board and try to help this country and heal and get better? Who's sitting at home drinking their Budweiser, doing shots of Jaeger, and fucking smoking weed, ordering pizza, bitching about everything with their Trump hats on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their MAGA hats. Like even those guys, if you're sitting there going, there's an organization that's trying to help black people not get beat the fuck out of by cops and not get killed.
So
I don't know. I'm just not really feeling that, man. I'm not feeling that.
How do
I'm
you
not
I know the
feeling that.
mentality.
that?
I know the mentality. From
That's what I'm
this fight.
saying.
Like,
The
you
other
have to
thing,
prevent
so
that by having
who's
better
the-
trained cops.
right? Who says
So-
that?
Requires more than just thinking good thoughts.
No, I know how this works
I
because
just don't
getting in
understand
this
the
fight
train
with
of
this
thought.
lady, that's what it was. Her fight for Police Lives Matter was her argument was police are getting slaughtered everywhere. And my retort was, well, first off, they're not getting slaughtered everywhere. Police aren't being slaughtered.
This ain't Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go down somewhere where they're getting slaughtered.
They're
But I
getting
was
slaughtered
like,
in Mexico.
I was like, okay, so what about all the ethnic people that have been killed throughout the years by police? What's your answer to that? And she was like,
Too blinded. She didn't
she's
know how
too
to
blind.
answer. She's too blind.
She has no answer, and it was just like the police are
Like
getting
she's
slaughtered. I'm
brainwashed.
sorry, 2 cops were shot versus how many people? What did we say? I think the same weekend there was 85 people
But,
shot
okay,
in Chicago.
I'm not being a hater, but doesn't it all
Not by
though
cops.
resolve around poor training
of,
and stuff that they
like
did
half of
not
those were
police?
cops.
The police did not do themselves. They didn't get on top of the situation, and they've let this shit happen time and time and time again. They're paying the piper. They knew this was coming. They had the chance to fucking correct themselves, and they hadn't done it. So yeah, I mean, no one wants any violence. No one wants cops to get killed, right? We don't want that.
No,
but
you
fuck,
don't want anybody to
it's
die.
a product. It's a product of their own fucking world. They created their bed. They're the ones that created this mess. The police, by taking advantage of and militarizing, but like becoming paramilitary almost, and fucking not changing the way they're trained, not taking the time out to like defund the cops. Everybody's got this weird misconception that defund the cops means pull all fucking funds from the cops. It's not what it means at all.
because it's
No.
a
It
bad
It means
slogan.
it is. It is. It should be demilitarize the cops.
Demilitarized.
Or
yeah.
or how do you say shuffle the deck? How you'll say it? Reform funding for the cops. That's what it should.
That's
It
not
doesn't
how
roll off the
slogans work,
tongue.
man.
It doesn't
Are
roll
you
off
Yeah,
the
seeing-
tongue.
exactly.
It doesn't roll off
Slogans
the
have to
tongue.
roll off the tongue, and you can't do that in a nuance. And slogans are magnetically opposed to each other.
And if you want to see what happens when
diametrically
you
opposed.
defund the police in a giant city, just take a look at what's happening in New York right now. New York is a battle zone. I've got one
But that's
of my
not
good
what the
friends.
majority of the liberals and the left. That's not what you're talking about.
No, De Blasio went full bore.
Yeah, right.
He went
He went
full
over the
bore,
top.
and
went
he
over the
started
top.
letting people go.
But if you talk to
he went
any
insane.
if you talk to any Democrat right now or liberal right now that is in it for the best of the country, but still liberal and Democrat right now, right? They will tell, like Sosa. You ask Sosa, hey, what is defund the police really about? And the movement is about redirecting funds where
Yes.
they should be with training, with
Well,
psych
and I've had this
evaluations and all this,
conversation
right?
quite a bit, and it's
We
it's
have.
been about no, with someone else,
Right.
And it's
But-
been about like take that money and put it in
Right.
education.
What now? Okay, now what happened? I think in New York and with De Blasio. And correct me if I'm wrong. Anyone that listen? Do we have any people that listen to us in New York anymore?
Yeah, we have quite a few.
Okay,
They're still there.
correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like to me that there's been some nana boo boo by the NYPD that's going, okay, you want us out, and De Blasio's going to run his mouth. Well, fuck it, we're out completely, trying to prove a point.
There's been both sides
That's
of it.
dangerous
if you look
too,
at
though.
it, if you look at it, both sides. There's been a lot of cops that have said, "I'm not coming to work now if I'm not going to have access to what I need to survive." And De Blasio also said, "Okay, I'm basically like gonna furlough the police force in half right now while we have things that are going
De
on."
Blasio is a
And when
mess
that
up there.
happened,
He's
the
caused a-
problem with New York City is what happened is you still have a lot of stuff that's under control by forces I don't like talking about publicly, like the mob. Yes. And they immediately just woke up and was like, "Oh, the police force is gone or
Yeah.
cut in half? Oh, shit.
Hasn't their
We're
gunshot
rolling with
like
it."
their homicides gone through the roof?
The roof. There is now a travel advisory
For our own fucking country.
for going to New York,
One of the biggest tour
Manhattan,
attractions.
the Bronx, or
Brooklyn?
Brooklyn.
I did
Yeah.
not know about that.
The government has released a travel advisory to not visit the city of New York.
So good job, guys.
Yeah,
Good job.
Way to go.
What's funny is a couple months ago that would be because of the COVID, and how
Yeah.
bad New York was getting fucked by it. Now Fauci is just like, New York did it right.
I think
I'm
I
just
still
like,
have it.
Cuomo put a bunch of old people back, with COVID back in old folks' home and killed more old people. Like you're
Here's
all
what it
evil.
says right here. Okay, with
Travel advice.
this is violent crimes such as homicide, shootings, felony assault, grand larceny, and robberies is
Grand
widespread
larceny.
Armed criminals have been known to target and attack individuals
Somebody asked
both
if I was wearing pants.
premedicated and at random. Due to the
I
disbandment
don't
of
get
the
any messages, man. Sorry, Dustin.
Due to the disbandment of the anti-crime NYPD plainclothes unit coupled with criminal justice reform, officers, judges may have a limited ability to provide adequate services and protections for crime victims. With a 21% increase in homicides and a 53% increase in shooting victims, it advised that residents exercise extreme caution when traveling in the hotspot areas indicated below: the Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens.
Jesus Christ.
That's crazy, man.
How fucking
That's
blind
crazy.
Now,
can
one
you
of my-
be?
I think the only place that's ever been done to besides that was has Chicago had that happen? Have they done that in Chicago
at
before?
one point had a travel
Like
advisory.
a couple of years ago, didn't they?
that just gave Giuliani material for his next 5 episodes of his podcast.
Maybe,
Giuliani
yeah.
does a podcast.
Yeah,
Dude's-
Giuliani does.
One more thing
Dude,
about that up there.
Republicans are getting into podcasts and they're getting very popular. Ted
Screw
Cruz
them.
I know.
One more thing
Just-
about up there
just
is
thought- oh, I'm sorry. You hate competition, Dustin.
yeah. I have
the
a
Wild
I have a
West out
really
here.
good friend that lives up there. Her husband's a cop. And
NYPD, huh?
yeah, NYPD cop, and she posts stuff and he posts
Syracuse
stuff all the time about what's going on and how chaos, like it's torn into like starting to turn into a war-torn country. Even my sister and Tim, they're coming back. They say it's chaos. Up
Is that
there.
part of the reason that they're coming back? The last year,
Yeah,
2020
everything
took
that's
it out.
happened. Yeah, everything. And I know
They tried.
Just about everybody that I went to school with.
They went
that
through a
moved up there
hurricane.
is coming back.
Tim and Whitney went through a hurricane. They went through.
They've been up there
all
for
kinds
10
of
years.
blizzard, like 15 blizzards that have blown through there.
Yeah.
And then this last
But-
year, 2020, finally got them.
To end this, I just want to say I want to quote.
We got a quote here.
A quote I've got for this whole to wrap this up. It's by my leader Mao Zedong. Power stems from the barrel of a gun.
Whoa.
And another quote of his is, "The barrel of my gun sees no color,
Whoa. So
red or blue."
that went dark, quick.
So that's how we're gonna wrap it up.
All right.
All right,
I'll see
moving
y'all
on.
next week.
All right.
No, yeah, I think people, let's just enjoy that
I
sports
had
are
a
back.
fun social
This is
experiment.
my final thought on
Yeah,
this
but there's no
topic.
crowd noise. That shit's
Everybody
weird and
be
disturbing
cool.
to me.
I know it's
No,
gonna be
no.
weird. Let's watch
Why-
sports.
Who's
Why
doing
not?
it? Who's doing it? Because NBC
What?
they give you
The
two options on EPL. You get to watch natural sound, which is no crowd, or they pipe in.
I'm not
you can
watching
watch
that
another
shit.
one
I'm
with
talking about
piped in
baseball.
sound.
I'm a fucking American.
No,
I'm watching
are they going to
baseball.
do? They've been talking about that with
Soccer.
baseball.
All of them.
They're
I
gonna
think.
pipe
not?
in.
I don't
I think
understand.
they're doing it basketball. They're
Here's
talking
my
about doing it
plan
with basketball,
for
too.
baseball. Here's my plan, especially since I love the Rangers and I live right near the stadium.
And it starts
Why
Friday.
not? Why not allow
It's what they're on track to.
a X number, and I'm saying like one person per row, and I'm talking like you. It's like first row, you're on the very end. Second row, you're in the middle. Third row, you're on the other very end, and then you go like a diagonal pattern for every section. For the first section. All right, just because hell,
I think that's the plan, Brian.
and you do a lottery system.
I think that's what they're going to do. They're
No, no,
moving
no.
to that.
You start out now because there's plenty of distance to go around. Plenty of distance to go around because it's all been about social distancing and or mask. Here's the thing: social
Or meth?
distance and or mask and mask. I'm like, it's like you wear the mask when you're huddled up.
I think they're easing into
Now,
that, though.
no, you start off with that. That way, you allow super fans who will generate the noise of a dozen shit fans.
How super fan are you?
Oh, dude, I will stand the
So-
entire time and watch.
So
a
you
fucking
paid the
baseball.
$50 for
No.
a cardboard stand up for you in the
No,
crowd?
fuck that, because that's not me. It's a facsimile. I'm talking. I want to be in the
But
stands.
if it gets hit by a ball,
I
you get the
will-
ball
I don't give a shit.
and a gift card.
I've caught one foul
To
ball
Applebee's?
at a baseball game before, and I gave it to a kid. That I don't care
I would
about that.
never
I
give
want to
a
be there to
ball to a
root on my
kid.
team. And
Why don't you get a job with the team?
Super
I will
fan,
beat the shit out of a kid for a
They
baseball.
don't pay you to watch the game. I want to watch the game. I don't want to go do the job.
What do you think all the guys in the dugout do? They sit there and watch the game.
They also have a job to
Be
do.
a bad boy. You'd be the oldest bad
No,
boy in the world.
They
It'd be
cap
awesome.
they cap bat boys at like 16.
I really think, though, that this is what they're
How about
doing.
a camera
Brian.
guy?
They're easing it into that.
I
they can't
want
just
to
start
watch
off like
the
that.
game as a fan.
Every time I go out there to shoot the game, I watch
Jesus
it.
Christ.
You're getting
Be a
paid to be
cameraman.
there.
No, I'm not. Oh, well, yeah.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
I got you, I
yeah.
got
So
you.
shut up,
Dude, I'm going to start calling
you
this the
allow-
Brian Quicksand.
You allow an X
Quicksand
amount of
massacre.
super fans who are safely social distanced from all the other fans, but we're in the stands, we're generating crowd noise, and we're there, and there's enough of us to go around to where like we can go to the bathroom on our own time because
Send an email to Abbott. He's the one who's putting all these
I'll
regulations.
send an email to my buddy JD because I've rolled 2 burritos for him when I
For
worked at
Abbott?
Freebirds.
Oh.
And JD came in there with some of the other top brass of the Rangers.
So
and,
baseball
but I'm like, why
opening
do
night
the
is
fucking
July?
cardboard cutout?
The opening night is July 23rd, and the opening day is the 24th, right?
Yeah, and then NBA's 31st. Oh no, one of
I
them.
don't know.
I thought it was
When
the
is the NBA? When's
baseball.
the NHL? Because the NHL bubble started.
The
too.
reason I don't like
But-
I love baseball, but also the baseball and whatever they're going baseball, hockey, and
Thursday,
basketball.
the 30th.
They might these are
Is which one?
these are
NBA.
exhibition
Oh,
seasons
NBA?
now. Like they're not full regular seasons, so the luster and the magnitude that those seasons have
Okay,
for
so stop right there.
it's gone.
Baseball's
It's
going to be
completely
shortened.
gone.
Baseball's going to be
60
shortened.
games.
But
It's gone.
basketball is you play up. You have
Playing games.
playing games up to we're going to start.
It's so convoluted. It's
but the
what's the point?
the record of the regular season that they've played so far is gone, right? It's not like the EPL. The EPL kept everything.
No, I think it has to do with your position in starting, like where you start in a tournament. I think you're
like a
once
March Madness.
I think once they go back when they start playing,
So
it
the
means nothing.
record, it
But the
means
brackets, I think the records built into the
built
brackets.
you where your brackets are.
Yeah,
okay,
I
where
think,
you're bracketed.
I think.
So how is the
I
NHL
haven't been
coming
sportsing
back?
much lately. I haven't heard anything about the NHL.
I've only been watching soccer.
I only
'cause
know
it's
that
fucking amazing.
I only know that
Everybody's tearing it up right now.
They're gonna have like a bubble, like a thing, like the NBA.
NHL already
Because
does,
I remember
yeah,
the
up in
Blue
Edmonton
Jays
and-
can't play in Toronto because Canada was like, no sports. We're weak. We're scared.
What are the
and
rates
so-
like in Canada for COVID? Because why don't they just move the whole
I don't
fucking
fucking
thing to
know.
Canada?
It is.
Oh, it is.
The bubble cities are in Canada
Oh, okay. Well,
What,
that's
for
smart.
the NHL.
for the NHL.
I mean, yeah,
Dude,
they're
we
doing the
really
bubble
are
cities.
the
That's
dog
whatever.
shit of the world right now.
Dude, the other day the Bahamas said
The
said-
Bahamas, man.
said no Americans anymore.
Yeah. Didn't we save them
The
few times?
Bahamas.
Because we're dirty.
You can't come into our country anymore because of COVID.
It's because we got jackasses.
Hold on, you have fecal donkey shows down there in the Bahamas.
They're one.
Fecal
That's just
donkey
politics.
shows.
We're not going to let
That's
you
the
in.
one. That's the one thing they
So-
will be like, "Hey, fuck you, America." Don't
But
it's like
the thing
okay.
is, these stupid. Never mind. I've already ranted on it enough. Let's move on. Yeah,
I just
go
don't see the
sports.
point.
And let's
for basketball
let's
and
calm
hockey,
down.
it's just kind of like, what's the
Let's
point?
everybody smoke some weed,
Just punt
drink some
to-
beers,
just punt
and,
to the
and
next
watch some
season.
sports. We don't
know-
need to fucking get into it.
You know,
Even
if
baseball seems a little hollow at
if
this
these-
point to me, and I love baseball.
If these like housefrows, conservative housefrows like the one I had to fight, would just smoke some weed,
Everything would be a lot better.
it'd be a lot cooler.
Well, see, that's the thing.
They
that,
don't know a
okay,
weed
so,
guy, though.
So
They're
follow
not
my
gonna-
follow my
Oh,
thought
wow,
here.
people are
Jesus,
talking.
what's going on over there?
Check it out. So this is actually good. The way Abbott and Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick have handled COVID, the way they've made this completely into a fucking shit show, is actually going to work in our benefit because they single-handedly have completely ostracized everyone that has a brain. So Texas has a real chance of getting flipped blue. And if Texas gets flipped blue, we get flipped green. Hell yeah. It all works for us.
You know what sucks is I haven't really smoked weed in 5 days because I have zero desire
You
to.
just ate some.
I said I haven't smoked weed.
Oh,
in
you okay?
I'd rather eat it anyway.
Yeah, same here. But also, one,
I'd like to eat
I
some
don't
weed.
try to get edibles, but also like I think like and the thing is my luster for wanting to get high is going away because also I've been at home for so fucking long, and now I've just been drinking every night. And now I've replaced
What?
weed with drinking.
You need to come to a spectacle rehearsal.
And
Tomorrow night.
And I've been smoking.
You'll find the
I've been
love.
smoking a lot of cigarettes over the last couple of months, just because it's like fuck it, whatever.
Well, that's always good for you.
Yeah, when I hadn't smoked for a month before COVID went away, because it's like, hey Brian, you have no life anymore. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna replace that with these damaging things. Now I go for walks almost every night, so I try to do
See
something.
nature.
I wish I could find a
Yeah, the
goddamn
nature
bicycle.
that is UTA. because it's nice over there.
Anyone got a
Just love-
900cc bike for sale that they want to sell me?
Why do you want one of those?
900
I thought
cc
you
is
have
a
a bike
bike.
now that you
I
can
don't
ride.
have
You
any
just
bikes.
pedal it.
I
thought
don't have
you
any
did.
bikes.
I thought you did, man.
No, a
I was about to ask
900cc
you to
is the
Gateway,
tire
but
type.
Oh.
The
Oh.
one that'll the road slash.
I thought you were
off-road.
talking about like a small engine.
No,
Yeah.
I don't have a bike.
I thought you did.
No, I need
Son
one.
of a bitch.
It's making me crazy.
Yeah, bikes are awesome, especially the North Shore. That's a jewel up in Grapevine.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that. I'd rather ride the Trinity Trails all
See,
the
I'd
way down
rather
to
mountain
Benbrook.
bike.
Go out to Benbrook,
That'd be cool too, but
hang out the lake, come
just
back.
smoke some briskets
Yeah.
and go on the lake. You know, catch a chub.
But yeah,
But what sucks is like not wanting to smoke weed. Also, just because I'm not hanging out with friends anymore that I smoke weed with, and I'm just kind of like, nah, I don't care. Is now
Yeah.
I don't really care about legalization because I'm just like, well, I'm not really smoking weed,
It's blasphemy,
and I
man.
know, no, and I know the excellent bit. I don't want people to get arrested and all that shit.
700C, not 900C.
I love that, but I'm like, well,
That's
if I
why
don't
my
smoke
searches
it.
are all wrong.
Also, does legalization cure anything? It's like it doesn't seem to fix much. Like it's not some magic cure all.
I mean, it
And
helps.
you can
a lot.
say
It
money
helps a
goes
lot
to
better than
education, but
painkillers
you
and
know what?
stuff, though, for
Fuck
people that are
education.
fucking sore and shit from doing stuff and
Yeah,
things.
but they still get it now.
Stuff and things in
True,
So
but there's some
the
like,
argument
like
wasn't.
my
it's
mom
not like
would
we're
not.
fucking
I
Singapore.
guarantee you, my mom would not go. She might want to smoke weed, but she's not going to go buy some now.
Yeah.
But if it did become legal,
Might require
she
talking
would.
to a person of color.
She. Wow. I
Your
didn't know my
mom's
mom.
She's a racist.
And your mom's a racist.
Okay. So, but the thing is, like now, if they do legalize it, my mom probably will try it.
No,
So
I-
this
I
would be
do want them to
helpful
legalize
for headaches or something. Oh, let me try it, and then they're hooked. Once they do that, it's over.
Well, haven't some like
Once
I know
they
at
realize
least
it makes them feel better.
Yeah.
Texas does. I was hoping this COVID thing would be like, all right, well,
Just go ahead
shit's
and
gotten
legalize it.
serious now. Let's just get rid of this. You
All
know,
drugs
let's
legal.
just stop giving
Wait,
a
is
shit
that
about
too much?
this. You know,
Crocodile legal.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
No. Heroin legal. Well, you know,
Across
I
the
forgot
board.
what country it was. I was just reading about this the other day. Sweden or Finland, heroin's legal,
Mhm.
and they give them places to shoot
Oh,
up,
yeah,
and they
safe
supply
injection
them and
sites, yeah.
everything.
They start weaning them off.
And well, no, they just let them do it if they want to do it.
They have a
But they
medics-
have medics there, and they have people there to
No, they.
Yeah.
help
I
them
thought
through things. And
just treat it as an illness instead of a crime, and
There's-
you actually
I'm
might
pretty sure.
give a humane response.
See, I'm pretty sure there's places in Canada that do the same thing, except you check in and
Vancouver's
you do it, and
had
then
an
they start.
ongoing thing.
Yeah, they
about
start
that for a
weaning you
long
off.
time.
Yeah, and they got a medical staff and everybody there. But who knows? COVID might have put the kibosh on that now.
you can no longer do
No, I've
heroin.
always been because drug legalization is like to me. If there's one issue that I really give a shit about, it's drug legalization because that's the war on drugs, which puts too many fucking minorities, the law. It puts way too many people in jail, especially a lot of fucking minorities, especially a lot of black people. And that's like if I say Black
Yeah.
Lives Matter to me,
Mhm.
that's the biggest thing.
It's your
like,
dealer. You're afraid.
no,
you're
we
of
gotta
losing
we
your
gotta
dealer?
stop putting people in jail for drugs when we know statistically that
I feel like you're about to
affects-
say something stupid.
yeah, legalize drugs. Like
Just kidding, dude.
that to me is the biggest thing because one, it frees up cops to actually stop busting people for drug charges when those resources could be dedicated to helping people who actually have drug problems get off
Yeah,
those
totally.
drugs. And
It's just like defund the police. Same exact thing. Put
And
things
like-
in more instead of making everything a 20-year.
yeah, and instead of private
like,
prisons,
oh yeah, don't get me on that.
most of that money goes to places
We're not
where
going to go down this.
Privatized
people
prisons
can-
is a
I
problem.
was so proud that we
Well, you
didn't
don't
have
need
a
a massive
political show
prison
last
population
week. Here
if
we
you're not
go,
putting people in
right
there.
after it. All right, Dustin, I feel like you're about to say something
Let's
stupid.
go back to
ahead.
Let's go back to talking about stupid people like Kanye.
Yeah, I support
How
this.
entertaining is this? I
Dude, I
support
love
it
it.
out of
Hey,
entertainment.
he's gonna get more votes than all three of us for president. So how stupid can he be?
He's getting on ballots, which is crazy. He's working his way in there. But did y'all see his rally in South Carolina and how out of control it was?
Was it?
He showed up in a flak jacket,
Yeah, he's got a flak jacket on. Yeah, I saw that.
body armor that says security across the top, And he starts doing his press conference, and there's probably like 50 people in there, something like that are all yelling.
It's like
at
he's
him
at a
and stuff.
comedy show, or like a
Yeah,
no, it's like a small venue show.
It's
almost.
like he's standing on the grotto stage because
Yeah.
he's only that much higher than everybody else.
Yeah.
The cameras are shooting everybody, and the shit he was saying was amazing.
I love him, dude.
And like he went off on Harriet Tubman, how she didn't free the black people. She just
Tubman.
got him to
Right.
work for
Wasn't it
other
Tubman?
white
yeah,
people.
Tubman. She just
See,
redistributed
saw
them
that
to
clip.
other white people.
Dude, I think
It's
depending on how much
I gotta see this video. I
people
haven't seen that.
It's amazing.
It happened
listen
last
to
night?
him.
Yeah.
I think he might siphon off like he is, he's becoming very pro-life, like very anti-abortion.
Well, that was one of the things that he
he's
got
been
into.
he's been deleting. He'll put out tweets, and then I'll go and be like, "Oh shit!" I'll look at it, and it's deleted, but people have screenshots. But I've seen some of his tweets that later he deleted, so his more egregious, and I'm like, hey, I easily see both sides of pro-choice and pro-life. I understand both of them, but like he says some very pro-life shit and then deletes it. But it's still there, and he has to know that it's there. People are going to screenshot what he tweets now,
Yeah.
because it might be deleted. Who knows? Like minutes, hours afterwards.
So he went into a
So,
whole rant about
he might-
abortion and how he would give each mom $1 million to not abort their child if he was president. And then he said he got in there and started talking about how
Hey, and that whole
him
thing
and
about it takes $1
Kim-
million to raise a kid to 18 or something like that. Hey,
yeah, him and Kim
Who's his chief
had
economist?
talked
He's a
about
smart guy.
aborting North.
Yeah.
And he brought that up in the press conference, and supposedly Kim lost her shit and got pissed at
That's
him.
probably
and
why he
started
deleted some
going nuts,
tweets.
and he did. That's what it says. Is like he started deleting tweets because of that. She wanted him.
I
She
think
she wanted to pull in the reins
depending on
him.
how much people listen to him, he might siphon off some like black votes that were going to go for Biden that aren't going to really go. That might go for him, or maybe go for Trump, depending on how pro-life they are. Because some people are one-issue voters. Like my
Yeah, the
comic friend
pro-life
of
stuff,
mine,
yeah.
she's half Jewish, half Hispanic, and she was talking about how a lot of people on her Hispanic side were voted for Trump only on the pro-life issue.
Oh, really?
Oh, do some people like, especially
Well, a lot of them have
because
Catholic descent.
yeah, exactly, yeah,
And
They're-
Catholics
they're
are
traditionally
pro-life,
Catholic,
yeah.
pro-life, and so
I don't even think they believe in rubbers, man.
No, I don't think
Oh, yeah,
they
that
do.
too. Yeah,
Catholics.
Catholics don't.
I don't get that, man. It's just kind of like, man, you
They
really
just want you to spread your seed everywhere, man.
It's like
That's what they want.
So, like, I'm like, do you not want us to pull? Are you against pulling
That was
out
the whole
too?
reason, wasn't it? That was the whole reason to begin with, was to
Take over the world.
to make the religion bigger.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, to make the religion larger.
But then again, before prophylactics existed, were they against pulling out? Was that a sin too?
I think so.
It may have been.
Well, you're not supposed to spill your seed at all.
Yeah, that is in there. Yeah.
I mean, that's
Spill-
what,
Yeah, I
and
think
that's
they
what
take
they
it
go
to
by.
the
Is you're not
hardcore, man. Yeah, they don't want you.
You can't
That's not
spray
the
it and someone
downwind.
die.
They'd be so pissed off if they came into this jam room with a black light.
Yeah, there's seed everywhere.
We
My
couldn't-
chair
we
starts
wouldn't be able to
moving
join there.
sometimes because of seed.
They're starting to grow and push the chair around.
I think we forgot how
Little
a
babies
lot of people
growing
are
under there.
single issue voters, man.
Have you seen that meme?
Which
The
one?
one where you forgot about a sock that you cleaned up with and threw under the bed 20 years ago, and it's a picture of someone like a grown man child
Yeah.
in there.
Like Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
All hairy and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Kanye's a little wild, and I don't know.
I support him,
like,
man. He's drawing attention to stuff, and
He's got an album coming out this Friday.
Yeah, that's
So
the
shtick.
thing.
So that's what's kind of throwing me off. He's got it named after his mom, Donda. It's coming
Oh,
out this Friday, and then the other thing that's kind of weird is Dave Chappelle made a trip today to Wyoming to sit down and talk to him and make sure he was all right, make sure everything was going okay, probably to kind of be like, listen, dude, this is your life, and you're kind of fucking things up. Let's kind of straighten out here.
I don't know.
I
I know Dave Chappelle had some stuff that jacked with him pretty hard. When he bounced to Africa, quit the Dave Chappelle show,
which he
So
talks
kinda-
about on one of the comedy specials.
So
like
he
why.
kind of, I mean, he might relate to Kanye.
Could
I mean,
be.
comedian to entertainer, like, might be a lot of similarities.
Could be.
I think it's genius. I think Kanye is a genius. Everybody laughs at him, but I think he's a fucking genius. He's doing something that's drawn. No matter how you look at it, it's good for his listeners and people that know him and
He
put him
likes
on a
telling
pedestal because
everybody.
he's. What is this thing about voting? Why are we so worried about voting? Then you start digging, and then next thing you know, you realize how important it is to vote. So, and he's bringing attention to actual issues and stuff, I think, and he's doing it while he's probably promoting a new album and gonna make a ton of money.
He is promoting a new album, and I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I see that both sides are freaking out a little bit because of the vote stealing that he may get, but let's be for real.
You jump into Ross Perot, the Ross Perot theory.
Yeah, his birthday is the birthday party. Genius. I like that party. Let's call your political party the birthday party.
That is genius.
Fucking genius.
Yeah, how could you go to war with a country that was led by someone that's in the birthday party?
You couldn't.
And they'd be like, I want to nuke these guys, but dude, that's
Can
man,
we run and name our party the Party Crasher?
Do they have a lot of cake? Like, is there cake everywhere there?
The Crasher Party?
Stuff? Are there presents involved? Is there going to be refreshments?
It's fucking genius.
And then I would tell my vice president, I would say, man, Dustin, I'm not feeling this one, man. I just can't bomb a country that's founded on the birthday party. What if they have cake? And you'll be like,
can I ask you
that's
something?
pretty good too, man.
Watching this Generation Kill again.
Mm-hmm. Back on that, huh?
Like, this is your first time through it?
It was my first time.
Where's your first time through it? Okay, so it's my second time through it. I hadn't seen it since it started. I remember it sitting uneasily with me the first time I watched it. Because they are not... There's no hiding from gore, to put it that way. You know, it's war gore.
Yeah, it's not that bad, though. It's not, like, over the top.
Little
I think that's
kids
like
with their legs blown off and, you know...
Some of the still imagery, yeah, maybe.
The guy the car that they pulled up and they keep showing that guy's face.
Oh, yeah, there's that.
There's a lot of hardcore stuff. Does it make you sit back and go, like, the greatest thing about Generation Kill that I missed the first time around that I totally picked up on this time is these guys they're Marines. They just want to go out and do Marine shit, the shit they were trained to do. And you can watch the arc of how they're just like, let's go. You know, I want to shoot something. I just want to shoot my gun. Blah, blah, blah. To where they get to a point to where it's like, why the fuck are we doing this?
Mm-hmm.
What is going on? And do you realize
they kill more civilians in that thing than anyone?
And the good thing is, like, the recon company you follow are the ones that are trying to be, we need to save these civilians, and it's
get them the fuck out of here.
Dumbass groups that other platoons or whatever come zooming in,
like the reserves.
The reserves come in and just start mowing people down.
Yeah,
and because they're there thinking it's a killing spree vacation, and it's very watching that arc of how they were just like, and now they're like I was on episode 6 before we started the show. When one of the things it said is like, you know, the stuff we're doing over here, we would go to prison for back home in the real world.
For our life. For life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great show. There's also other things that you don't realize they hit on, like I thought that one guy, team lead guy, that was nuts. I think that was them also showing that there is a lot of mental issues that are ignored in our military. They have been for forever. Like, they don't even hardly consider mental illness a thing up until like the last 10 years.
That, or it's like a bunch of places where when someone shows signs of being nuts, they don't really know what to do with them, so they just promote them.
Yeah.
We don't know. That happens at my company all the time. We don't know what to do with this guy. He's a little off. No one wants to talk to him, do whatever. Make him a manager.
This whole time I've been trying to get promoted with hard work and responsibility.
Yeah. No, if you do the right thing and you work hard, you'll never get promoted. Yeah. Ever. If you fuck off and sexually harass someone in the workplace, you will get
that doesn't even give raises. You have to get promoted to get a raise. Which, I mean, the job is what it is.
I'm talking to a few managers that listen to this show. I know how you got up there. I know how you got your place. It's all known.
What's great is
it wasn't because your Wonderlic test.
No, it's because you like to sexually harass people over the company's IM.
What?
Jeez.
They did.
You're being very direct.
I mean, I don't doubt you at all. But
my give a shitter's broke. I don't
my
care
give a shitter.
Give a shitter.
I'm not gonna give.
I'm like, give a shitter.
Give a
My
shitometer.
give a shitter's broke.
My give a shitter's broke.
It's just gone.
Done. I shot that thing off.
So another fun thing that was this
Give a
weekend,
shitter.
or that happened this week, is the judge overlooking the Epstein case getting attacked by
Which
a
is
hitman.
Crazy.
Well, no,
'cause
no,
I
no.
just
Her
finished,
husband and son.
I
Her
just
husband-
Yeah,
finished.
she was
She was the
obviously a
target.
Yeah.
I just finished the Epstein on Netflix
Documentary.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
documentary.
fuck
Just
that
finished
shit.
it.
You know how biased that thing is?
Just
It's
finished
based off
it.
a book written by someone who's friends with Bill Clinton, so you're gonna get some information there, but you're not gonna get a good,
What do you,
honest,
which one are you?
objective-
I'm talking
but
about the
no-
one with all the girls
Yeah,
that come out.
it's
No,
in this
that-
conspiracy
This
theory
is
thing.
the,
This is a
the
documentary.
series
The
Just
Netflix
a-
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
it's
all
still,
the girls.
Still based off. There's a reporter, Whitney Webb. She talked about how, but she is like one of the best reporters about.
they did
Epstein.
they took as many shots as they could at Trump in that thing. Like anytime they could
Well,
had a
they
picture
took
with
a
them
lot
around
of
each other.
shots at the Clintons too.
Dude, and how about
And they're
that
the ones
attorney,
who
man?
brought out and said that Bill Clinton was sitting on the front
Hey,
porch.
What about that
Oh.
attorney too?
I just don't
I
trust
used to,
anything
that
factual. Netflix is
Derkowitz or
trying to
whatever his
tell
name
me.
is. That attorney that does.
Snake.
Dude, I always respected him. I was
I
like,
didn't.
dude, that guy's fucking sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Especially when the Russian collusion thing was going on. I was like, well, that guy's got his head on right and stuff.
That dude's a snake.
Wait, which guy?
man.
Dude,
Adam Derkowitz.
Yeah, Adam Derkowitz.
Oh, Dershowitz.
Dershowitz. Yeah. My bad.
Oh,
We just
dude, yeah,
offended-
that guy is slimy.
Yeah.
I got.
Yeah, he
I had
is,
my
man.
boxers on when I got a massage. I'm just, dude. He went on the defensive.
big time.
Oddly enough, everyone on the flight log, he's like the only
You
one.
can tell he's
that
scared of his
went-
fucking wife.
Oh,
for
but
sure.
he's the only one that was so vocal about, like, he was like, yeah, I went there, I didn't do anything. I may have got
Yeah,
my
he wants to
wife
get
was
laid.
with me, and like he went all like he was like on a
Male
a defensive
fragility.
offensive.
It was male fragility.
I like how you're sitting there, you're watching it and going along, and these girls are talking, and then one of the girls just pops off and goes, "Yeah, Prince Andrew raped me," and it's like, "Bam! Whoa! Let's just throw that out there, out of like
Yeah.
hardcore." And then they're like, "Well, we've gone back and forth, and we fought this," and then Dershowitz was one of them because he says, "I want her to say it to my face."
I want to say it on this show.
On this
Get it
show
on
to
record.
my face, and then it like cuts to her. And
That's what
she's
I'm
like,
saying.
I was raped by
That
Adam
asshole?
Dershowitz.
That asshole, though, that's the thing. That asshole, you can tell he's not worried about going to jail or fucking losing his job. He's worried about his wife. He's like, I did not. You look at me. Look at me. Look, Julie, I didn't. I promise.
Do you think he's
Oh
got-
God, I promise.
in
It's
his
all
top
lies.
shelf? He's got a cyanide pill.
Yeah,
Pops
he's
in.
about to take.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, because he's a slime bucket. I thought, like I said, I kind of just through the Russian collusion shit. I didn't even know he was, but I knew he talked through a bunch of the Russian collusion BS.
So the guy,
And I thought he was a respectable guy.
the hitman
Shows
that
what
went
you know.
after this judge, was an
Hey,
attorney.
people can be right about some things and also be complete pieces of shit.
On other
The
things,
world is
Yeah.
world is very, very complicated, and you can't look at everything in black and white. I thought he was good. Yeah, you can be right about things, but also be a complete monster.
Are you talking
people, hey, it is a proven fact. People thought we were insane and crazy and
Remember
out of
how many
control.
girls said how hot Ted Bundy was,
Yeah.
and you're kind of like,
and then they're like, you guys
you
are
knew
actually
what
pretty
he
good.
did,
Nice.
but you're still saying you'll fuck him. So it's like, but I thought I
What?
respect you, but it's like I don't know. So
Ted Bundy wanted to fuck.
just letting you know how
someone.
nuanced the world is.
Oh yeah, I get it, man.
So this guy's an attorney.
Yeah,
Dershowitz could be legally right about things.
Not
in his
Dershowitz.
we're
job.
not in this
Oh,
quicksand.
okay,
talking
sorry,
about
we
this.
we
Well, I'm
exited the
pulling out.
quicksand.
Sorry.
I need to find a sounder for quicksand. Like,
We're in Brian's quicksand.
so back to the
It's the
hitman
only
because
way
I
get
joked
people to
around.
listen to me.
I joked around and said that with COVID, you got to go to the B or C team hitman. That's who Hillary had to go to hire in order to. she couldn't find all the good ones because
You ready? That's a joke, dude.
they were
You
all
should
hidden
do it.
for COVID. But
You
then
need to put that in your set.
she had to go to the B or C team, and they fucked up, killed the son, shot the dad like 12 times or
Was
some
the
shit.
judge
Not even the
was she in
JV
the
team.
house at the time?
She was in the basement,
Oh,
and it
But
was
the
at like
gu- so
5
the
o'clock in
guy-
the afternoon. She was down there.
So the
Dope.
guy didn't like. He was like,
She
"All right,
got the
good enough."
Costco version. She
Did
got
he
the Costco
Did he
version.
even go in there and like try to find her or anything? Like, I haven't read many details about
It's
it.
like when
It's
you-
like he opened from what I've read is the son opened the door
and he
he shot the son
in
immediately
in the heart,
right in
dead.
the heart, dead. The dad came running up. He
Yeah.
unloaded the magazine he had and then took off. And he was dressed as a FedEx driver. And all the stories I've read is that
Yeah, it's
another
definitely a C
judge
team.
or another judge was killed in California in a FedEx driver outfit. Same way, knocked on the door. He shot the judge and took off. They couldn't catch
Was
him.
anything linked
They
to Epstein?
they think they're both linked. But no.
The second judge, was there anything
Oh,
involving
So here's what
Epstein?
they're saying is that she was a judge for a divorce judge for men's rights or women's rights. One of them always sided with the men. That's the same thing that happened in California, and it was something weird like that. So that's why he went after her. It's very convoluted,
The second one.
the second one. But I mean, come on, it was a hit.
And what was the
Right.
yeah,
It was totally a hit.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like you said, they got the Costco version, the COVID Costco sale.
They got someone that's not a hitman.
Oh, dude.
to
Got
go
like
there.
she went to go get toilet paper, and instead of like she got that fake Charmin that looks like the packaging looks just as good, but it's like
Yeah.
Equate
So,
version.
my
and it
buddy
just
sent me
blisters
this
your
article.
asshole.
the Big Lots version of
from
toilet
Big
paper.
Lots version of toilet paper.
Right after that, all that came out. The judge, hit all that. My buddy sent me this article. This is back from December 3rd last year. Jeffrey Epstein's private banker at Deutsche and Citibank found swinging from a rope. Executive quote suicide before FBI questioned him. So, yeah, anyone like that happened in December, and then this happens, and there's possibly other Epstein linked things, financially linked things as well. Holy shit, yeah.
So imagine
This is much bigger than
you're-
anything
it's
Netflix
dropped
can
on
tell
you, like you're getting the case of Epstein. Do you just suddenly
Yeah.
go, God? I
But
gotta
it wasn't
get a
the
personal
Maxwell
detail, I
case.
gotta-"
Now it wasn't that judge. This was just a different
Yeah.
Epstein, Deutsche Bank.
Yeah,
But he one thing
follows
I
back
read
a
is
lot.
that it was a financial crime, and Epstein was one of many people linked to the Deutsche Bank thing, and that's what that's the case that she
Man.
was over. So a lot of people think it's like they probably think it's the Maxwell thing, and it's not even this is a thing about Deutsche Bank,
but
and
if you,
Epstein's one of many people involved.
but what I'm getting at is like if you are
But
just
totally a hit.
if you pull the short straw and are handed any Epstein case, are you just like,
Eh,
fuck, this is
calling
gonna
in
fuck
sick.
my life?
I'm calling in sick.
Yeah, do I have to take this?
I got COVID.
So y'all, how many Secret Service
got
agents I
COVID.
get?
Yeah, like do I
staying
get
in
a
my place?
detail?
All right, you really want to freak yourself out though? Like, that's why
I freaked myself the other day with COVID cane.
that's why Democrats are so bucky, and other people on the Republican side too are so freaking out if Trump gets a second term, because that's when you got a lame duck president that gives zero fucks. And that's the thing that everybody's starting to think is that Trump and the legal team that Barr, like
The ghost of
it's
Charlie
about
Daniels.
to it's about to be
coming back.
on bringing everybody down no matter what. And so that kind of fear in Democrats or
Can we
all of
place-
politicians. I keep saying Democrats, but it's Republicans too that don't want Trump reelected.
Most.
If they're so freaking out that they're willing to go to all cost to make sure that Trump doesn't get in office, then we are in for a shit show. Like everybody's getting covered in feces. If you think of it that
If
way,
Trump
it's very
gets a second
scary.
term,
If Trump gets a second term, like
Yeah.
the Democrats
think it's
are
gonna be
willing.
feces time.
No, leading up to the
Oh.
actual election is going to be feces
Well,
time.
we only got 2
Because-
months.
Because the panic that's happening
We got over
with
3.
with politicians right now,
August, September,
it
October.
it very well does look like something like if he does get reelected, everybody's saying then him and Barr, it's go time on flipping the script on all these people that have been corrupt,
Obamagate.
that have been corrupt
Benghazi.
this whole time.
So what a
That's
lot
scary.
of people don't like to hear or don't like to believe when it comes to Trump is
Hunter Biden.
his whole reason for getting in power and becoming president
Doing what he's doing.
was to set things what he thought was right that has been screwed up the whole time, and he wanted to. I mean, there's a bunch of
He's
stuff. that
cleaning
points.
house.
He wanted to clean house,
That's where drain the swamp. came
drain
from.
the swamp, and to kind of cut off this whole mentality of the elites. He wanted to, because he wasn't one of the elites, and he wanted
Yeah,
to
a fuck
cut
ton of
everything
money.
off. Yeah, he wanted to cut everything off.
Yeah.
So you're right. There could be shit just coming
Yeah.
out of the woodwork.
And
Yeah.
to me,
That he's
I'm
just
like,
you know what?
That's why they're
Declassified.
and now
Declassified.
that's the thing. Okay,
Here's
if you wanna
Kennedy.
go,
Declassified.
okay, if you want to go
and
down
to
the
me,
route,
that's a fun reason to vote for Trump.
check this out.
It's like, what if? Because fuck Biden, man. Like, who you're gonna vote for a fucking
Biden's
skeleton?
a puppet, man. They just want him
yeah,
to get
he's
elected.
he's a skeleton
so he
puppet.
can-
You both realize Biden has been in office longer than any of
I've
us have
been
been
alive.
alive.
Yeah.
Than both of us.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was 40.
Or he's been in politics longer than we've been alive. So
Yeah,
he's had enough time to
and
straighten
he's on
things
record saying some. You know,
But
out. And he
he's in-
didn't do anything under Obama.
Biden, listen, y'all. Biden doesn't mean anything. He's just a front. What they're trying to do,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he's just a talking head. They're trying to get him in there because they know what they're going to do. He gets elected if they actually get him elected. Watch what happens with the
Who,
vice
Biden?
president. Yeah, if he actually gets elected, watch what happens with the vice president. Exactly. Or all of a sudden, guess what? His Alzheimer's and his dementia is just uncontrollably. We've got to have the vice president, and the vice president candidate is going to be someone that's going to push whatever narrative they're working for that much harder.
I still don't
It's just a
see
mess.
Who their VP candidate?
Well,
is
there's a
doing.
theory going on that's saying that they're going to wait as long as they can to expose
There it
that,
is.
and it's going to
Yeah.
be Pelosi.
That's so weird. She's just as old and decrepit as Biden is.
But she'll push
his-
the envelope of what the younger base wants to get through.
So can we start a betting pool?
I think.
If Trump does get reelected, is there any chance that there will not be attempts taken on him?
No, well, I don't
They
think
probably
so.
already
I think they're
have.
going to start tearing
Yeah, I
down.
wonder how much
I
it-
think what they're going to do.
Some people have said there's like a video where they say you can like that they put like a laser sight on them saying, hey, we can take you out. And if you want to and this is a lot of like unverified stuff, but like some people say there's already been multiple attempts.
Yeah, and that's probably
I'm
really kept secret. I mean, Secret
Yeah,
Service
and the
doesn't
thing
let
is,
that
you're
shit out.
not gonna know if there
No.
are and they've been thwarted. You're not gonna know about it. You know, that's every president.
Yeah,
You know, like.
but
you
like
know,
the other day when, or
we
a
know
couple of
of, we
weeks
know
ago
of
when
two in recent history, and they got one. And
You would
they
know
almost
about it
killed
if it was
Reagan.
in public.
But
Yeah,
when the
but
If
other
it
than that,
works,
you're
you know
right.
about
But
it.
it's
If it
behind the
doesn't,
scenes, yeah.
a few weeks ago when
Yeah.
he made that march across the street to go
Yeah.
stand in front of the church, I mean, that seems like
The signal.
but also,
very risky to do that. And
but
with
you know how
everything going on.
secure, you know how secure that area has to be already.
but
'Cause there's pictures of like this. There was the guy like they put out some pictures of these like snipers walking. And there's this one guy, this like hot young guy, and they called him Sniper Bay. He looks like he was 25 or something like that. Just like a good looking dude, but
They get you going?
holding a huge fucking like this gun was like this goddamn long.
Mm-hmm.
It was like holy shit that thing. To quote,
Are you talking about his dick or his
I
gun?
can't remember the. It's a Michael Keaton movie. It's like it shoots through schools. What was Johnny Dangerously?
That's a weird way to describe your dick.
a lot of them use M40s.
You're the one that brought up my dick. I'm talking about how big a gun was.
At least the ones that I see all the time have
Anyways.
M40s running around. The ones I've seen, Secret Service guys are all
But
M40s.
I always, when I look at everything that happens, I always like to apply, not assume, but apply the things that I just can't know. That, kind of like in science or something like religion, where it's just like this is unexplainable. It's like, well, chalk it up to God. That's where I'm just like, it's like that doesn't make sense why that happened. I'm just like, chalk it up to some behind the scenes shit you'll just probably never know about because it's too fucking classified. And I'm like, eh. But like, I want to see like if Trump gets reelected, like fucking General Flynn, head of the FBI or CIA or something, and then that's when the real shit comes out, because he wants to lock up Hillary and all that shit, and then he has to get
Where
hit.
has she been?
That's what I'm
Doing
saying. This is
interviews?
getting back. Okay, this gets back to Epstein.
Oh, news for me.
Okay.
There was a shooting at a funeral home in Chicago.
I
Interesting.
said that earlier.
Yeah,
Oh.
Brian said that earlier.
In my
Yeah.
little quicksand moments,
But they're
of
already
wanting to
fucking dead,
talk
so
about-
who cares? They're
Yeah.
dead.
It's a funeral. Like
The people are already dead.
shooting bodies.
Oh,
That's
God.
dark.
Sorry,
That's
I had
dark,
to.
but-
It was a softball.
Put that in your set. But anyway, yeah.
For what show?
I know. I really want to start
Thanks.
writing
That's
a
still a
like a
sore
15-minute set so I can open up for Brian at some point. But guess what? What's the fucking point? What are we going to come in here and do our own little stand-up?
I'm starting to
three-man
be.
show. I am
I'm starting to
going
get the
to
point and be
every
like, what's the
show-
point of being in a band anymore?
Yeah.
It's like I'm never gonna play a show again.
At least I can
Yeah,
do
I'm
possibly
trying to
some
get- I'm trying to
shitty
get James-
outdoor show.
James, you better start showing up to practice. I'm trying to weasel in there and be like, I got a show we could play.
I got the words for the new song.
It'll be at a nursing home and stuff, but we could play it. It's live,
We can play a funeral home.
and I'll be the best goddamn singer you've ever had, guys.
I haven't watched. I'm sorry, musicians,
James, you
but
better
I
get in there,
haven't
homie.
watched one live stream. I'm not. Just
I did it first, but
the
I
whole-
don't really see anybody doing them anymore.
Well, it's
Like,
when
not paying
people
attention.
started
You know why I
charging
go
on
see
Facebook.
bands?
And
Is
people are
because
charging.
in between the bands, I can do something that slightly doesn't really resemble this, but I can do something like what I'm doing now, hanging out with my buds and chatting.
And talking about bullshit that's going
yeah,
on.
and then we go, and then we watch our friend's band, or we watch a band,
And then we
we're like-
realize
and
they're
then we go
not
back
that
to-
good, and we go out front
and
we're-
continue
smoke
on
and
the
continue
bullshit.
the
Yeah,
conversation.
exactly.
And then they start getting a little better.
And then you're like,
This is
Then we get hungry.
why.
they sound pretty good.
This is why
Go
it's
back
great
in.
y'all are in the
Yeah.
podcast business,
Because
and
we haven't
you
skipped a step.
keep doing it, man.
Yeah.
And then like I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing comedy now, but I'm like, whatever. It sucks that at a comedy fest I could have done and all that shit, but I'm like, whatever.
That's the thing. When no one gives a fuck about your
We canceled
show, you
4
can,
shows.
you can say whatever you want.
So far, we've had to cancel 4 shows.
When nobody
That's all
listens
this.
or gives
Oh,
a rat's
man,
ass
with
what
the
you
band
have to
and
say in your opinion, you can make any opinion you want to say.
Yeah, that's just something we were all talking about last Wednesday.
Yeah.
Before you got there, when I was hanging out with the Duel guys, and was talking about like how much shit we had to cancel and how much it's making us aggravated and mad and
Them.
just want to play a show live.
Yeah.
All of us. It's making all of us crazy. We just want to play a show live. I thought Dave was gonna murder someone the other day because he was like, "I gotta play live."
do it live.
We'll do it live.
Yeah, we'll do it live.
So we got a story from. I don't want to get in the Wayfair thing because I think that's all a bunch of bullshit right now.
It was very interesting, and at the minimum,
gonna start taking
at the
pictures of it every time I
minimum,
drive
I
by.
will say money laundering because it's
I
kind
think
of
it's
like
money laundering
because
too.
it's kind of like, damn, that's really overpriced. And then you had
Well, that's
you
what
had
people do
two
on
different
eBay
replies of it was a glitch. And then you had a different reply of it was like a news story was saying it was a glitch, but then like an official Wayfair reply was these are industrial made at like trying to explain the price.
too. Yeah.
But everyone was just like, that's bullshit, overpriced. I'd much rather believe if everyone said it was a glitch, then it's like, hey, maybe you covered your ass.
But it's not like it's.
But that what there
a whole
wasn't
bunch of 'em.
there wasn't a consistent one.
I'm with
It
you.
was super interesting, and
Because
I'm just
eBay
like,
got into
"Yeah,
that
well,
whole thing about, hey, will you throw me another beer?
Yeah, which one?
Hand me one of those peanut butter ones. Down, up, no, down. One
there were
more.
people
Right there.
trying to find. There were people that found like it was like the Wayfair thing, but then there are people that also went on like Amazon, maybe Etsy, but Amazon definitely, and like a couple
Amazon
other places that
and
just
some
had
of the
these
storefronts.
really overpriced.
But eBay does it too.
eBay,
There's a
I think
lot,
as well, but that's also sellers.
Yeah, so anywhere there's a seller place, they also talk about how the China one,
Smells
the
good.
Chinese one, something Express, they do it on there too. It's a lot of money
Panda
laundering schemes.
Express.
Panda Express. AliExpress,
But also,
something
like
that.
some, I forget who said this. Hell, maybe it was one of you. But like, so it's like that's a weird way to like say if you are selling kids, that way. But it's like, wait a second. I thought cryptocurrency was the way to buy super illegal shit like human trafficking. Because
well,
that-
on the
but it's like, wouldn't you if
what's
you
the road?
the
The
Silk Road?
Yeah.
Well, not take any more, not anymore. But
You want me to hop on Onion and find you something?
No.
I've got
I'm
my
good.
Tor browser here.
I'm
I can
good.
go start looking.
But it's like if you're
I
going
found-
to buy a child,
Matt a bunch of drugs the other day.
if you're willing to go to if you're like I gotta buy a child, you would probably go through the steps of
Super secure ways of doing it.
Tor, cryptocurrency, Silk Road route.
Yeah.
Instead
not
of
right out and open and
on the
Wayfair.
level, accounting, taxable, sales,
Yeah.
sales tax. It seems so weird that that's
Listen,
the way you would do it.
If I'm
And so
going to do
that's what to
something,
me is
it's
like
right. If I'm going to do
smells of
something
bullshit.
illegal, I'm going to go the way of
Least path of resistance.
I'm going to go the
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton way
The
versus
anonymous
the Azel way.
crypto route.
Like
The
go
Azel
through
way.
going through Wayfair is like living in Azle and buying something.
Buying speakers out of a van. you
Yes,
know,
that are actually bricks.
that excellent Mr. Show
Not
sketch.
bad.
That's fucking good.
I'm not a
isn't it?
peanut butter guy, beer guy, but this one's not bad.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Martin House. Are they keeping all these?
No,
like
they're being stupid.
They're doing shtick. Just like, how long are they going to keep doing this?
Beer for
They're-
kids. Got it.
No, that's the problem with Martin
This
House.
is
Martin
good, though.
House, this is my bitch with you right now.
Keep
You
some
put
of the
out-
stuff that's great.
Yeah, you put out some good stuff, and you're like, we'll never visit it again. Let's see how many beers we can just keep making.
Or they
This
keeping
Shiner's
track of
really
it and
good.
going to
This
start
statement
slowly
of
releasing it.
purpose is amazing.
I love this. That's good.
I love it too.
Very
It's the
good.
cherry flavored. It's the cherry or candy cigarettes.
so
Which one are
beer.
you drinking?
When are we going to
I
Houston?
found this Shiner Berliner Weiss. It was really good.
When are we going to Houston? Before the COVID came?
Yeah, we have to because there's a tourist attraction we got to
Yes.
go check out now.
So our producer down in Austin sent us a story
field reporter / producer
of the Austin
Producer.
Bureau of the JJTM,
and the Austin Bureau.
the Austin affiliate of JJTM. He sent us a story about a drive-through strip club in Houston. So you pull up there.
First one ever here in Texas.
First one ever in Texas. You
Okay.
pull up and you order food. And as you're in the drive-through waiting for your food, they have a white tent over it with women behind this black railing.
It's like a COVID testing.
That's exactly what the article says. It's exactly like a COVID tent. And as you drive through, it's Burger King you're getting to eat.
Ain't bad. All right.
Not bad.
I got nothing.
But as
against
you're
Burger King.
driving through, the girls are dancing and grinding on next to your car, and you just throw your money.
Oh, so they're not. It's really Burger King.
That's what the article said.
So
It was Burger
the
King.
GM of the strip club's just like, hang on, baby, I got to stop at Burger King and get our burgers, man. And he buys like 4 sacks of
Here's your limited
of,
item of
Whoppers.
food.
But it says you get a 2-song minimum as you pull through this tent
Yeah,
with the girls.
To me, that's when you
this is
go.
American genuinity.
That's when you start a secret like
Genuinity?
house call thing. Like remember, like you can order a stripper to come to your house, like it's your buddy's birthday or some shit like that.
Yeah.
That's when if you really care about your dancers, you start some kind of like, all right, this
No, you don't.
if everybody's cool with it and you'll keep it on the down low,
The
that's
girl can
what
do
you-
that on their own and make way more money than
Well, yeah,
going through
no,
a
I'm
service,
totally.
a pimp.
If that's the case, then I'm totally for that
Yeah.
then too. But like, hey, if you,
Most of the girls do that.
I'm just saying, like, but like the manager or whatever, he knows all the girls, he has all the clientele, he probably has all the information, already has all the connections.
Or they just do the fucking
I'm not saying they have to. Have, if
OnlyFans.
they want to do the sex pimp part too, yeah, they could throw that in too.
Man, the
'cause
only
these are
thing
all
that's
house
weird
calls.
is the sense of privacy that guys are gonna feel. There's gonna be a lot of more dudes just whacking it in their fucking cars.
Yeah, they're gonna
Just
drive
going to
away
town,
and just
like,
start
oh,
jacking
yeah.
off.
Oh, you just look like
and just
it's
migs
all
them,
party time.
migs the
yeah,
girls.
just looks at him like some
But if
guy
you do
just
the
got
house
this
call thing, you can
intense
also
stare at him.
send security with them to make sure shit
But
doesn't
that's
go too
the thing
far.
is the COVID.
Unless
you got
they
more chance
pay-
of getting
unless-
COVID. That's why
That's
they're doing
why
it.
it's
Of COVID.
secret. When nobody gives a shit. It's like those like the warehouse party. There's a segment of people that don't care. So I'm thinking about that mentality.
Making money off that. Okay.
I'm
yeah.
not promoting it. I'm
You
just
can already
saying
do that
if you're-
though.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Backpage.
saying. Instead of this pathetic
paying
tent
roses.
drive-through, I'm like, just fucking find a stripper and have her come to your
Why
house.
are you hating on the tent? The tent sounds fucking
you know-
genius.
Stupid.
Do you know
man.
how a bunch
it's
of these-
funny, but it's also
Like when
stupid.
on the
I'm
back
in.
page where it says, I can come to your house, you can come to me, whatever.
Can you have
In-house
beers?
calls, whatever. A lot of those girls just get there and tell you, you sit over there, and I'm gonna dance and take my clothes off and dance for you,
Or because
and
it's
then I'm gonna leave here in 30 minutes.
because it's wrong and such a
I've
premium.
never had that.
One,
It's
you
always
make a
turned
lot
into
more
something
money.
Crazy,
Also,
especially at Johnson's house.
How many girls are getting off Backpage?
No, John. We've had when I
Hey,
was
you know what they could do?
Steadfast
Bring
had
a
some girls
thermometer.
come over before
you take your temperature before
for
I
some
step into
birthday
this
parties,
house.
and it was usually 2 would come in, they'd dance for us and hang out and stuff, start partying, and then the transactions start and people start disappearing
yes.
in rooms.
I'm talking
and then,
about
like,
one-on-one, but yes, transactions will start.
yeah.
and
So
things will start happening.
so the tent, the stripper tent, and the Burger King is way safer.
Yeah, you can't have transactions. It's not like the third floor of Treasures in Houston, where the rooms
Yeah.
completely black and things happen.
Yeah, exactly. So I just think it's a good idea.
Seed.
And I'm trying to figure out the whole strip club thing right now.
Are they
some
open?
are
or not
open, some aren't. Some are breaking the rules. Some serve food. Totally nude ones.
You're
going to
send us down another. You're getting us in quicksand because this has to do with why are we shutting down one place.
No.
We're
Well,
gonna,
let's just
we can
talk
go
about
down
strip
that way.
club.
Okay.
We're
Just
just
strip
talking
clubs.
about strip
Okay.
clubs.
What about rub and tugs?
Let's stop actually trying to solve things.
I don't think rub and
That's
tugs.
where we go wrong. Is we
Rub and
actually
tugs-
think we can solve anything.
Rub and tugs aren't legal.
Like humans, period. They aren't.
No.
For money, you
Yes.
can get one from a girl. That's fine.
But like, the totally nude places by my work are open.
Except to buy
That's fine.
buy food.
Because
Yeah,
it's
man.
BYOB. You
Yeah.
take your own booze in there, but yet
And they're completely nude.
the entertainment is completely nude. If you're gonna get COVID anywhere, when you get it from someone that's completely nude,
No,
Especially if
no,
she's
it comes out of the
menstruating.
mouth, man. It's a respiratory illness.
Are we
You have to
sure?
get-
what if it comes out somewhere else? Has
it's-
that been
that's
tested?
as much as we know. Come
Okay.
on. I've
Right?
seen
Well, there
articles
was a
that
theory that said that
since I
the,
smoked
guys
weed,
kept it
I
in their
might
nuts
get
for a
it.
while.
I might be more susceptible to it, but also
It's
I saw an
already been
article that
found
said,
in jizz.
oh, whatever.
COVID's been found in jizz.
Apparently, you can
Jesus.
test negative
What
and still
article?
have it in your
Literally
nuts.
pull this article up right now for me.
Don't source me on the spot, dude. I ain't no fucking
Don't make
like
me go
4000
through
BX9
Uproxx.
ninjas.
That's what nobody ever wants to
uh,
like, show me that right now. Like,
Why
no,
do you
Because
keep
I-
doing your hand like this?
I don't have my
Like
file
nobody wants you
cabinet
to
over
jack
here
off.
where I've tucked in the article that I read on Twitter while I was taking a shit like 3 weeks ago.
is also found
Actually,
in
3
farts
months ago.
apparently too. So.
No way.
Was
no,
it really?
I
Is
saw
it?
one of those too. If
I
your
mean, that
reason-
travels in the air.
if your
Was it a
reasoning
meme?
is the exact same level of reasoning,
you
as
have it,
I
though.
saw someone
Did
share
you?
it on Twitter. Yes.
Damn. Now I'm going to be worried about people farting around me, dude.
Damn.
Well, then you should have
Thanks
never
a
let me
lot.
come do this podcast.
All I do is walk away here more paranoid that I came in.
Oh God, come on. No, you don't.
All right, so let's end on a high. 49 years ago.
This is kind of sad.
This is kind of crazy because we just talked about these two albums last week on our metal show,
Hell yeah.
which so far gotten some good responses from. If you look, we have a scroll going on the screen.
Because we don't talk politics in it.
If you would shoot us emails or give us voicemails, we wouldn't talk politics the whole time, and we'd shut
There's
up
only
about
one person in there.
Trump and
We're
no,
having
there's
bad
more.
numbers
That's
again.
all you're seeing. No, half the people
Having
don't
very
chat.
bad
They
numbers
just
again.
listen. It's not one person.
Hey, how the fuck? Okay.
So hold on. This has to do with last week,
Mhm.
and then you go.
We
How
said
the
we
fuck?
got good numbers.
49 years ago, Black Sabbath released Master of Reality. And 33 years ago was when Appetite for
That's the one
Destruction
that
was
is
released.
crazy. 33 years ago, Appetite for Destruction was released.
Shit. Okay, anyway. How do we...
No, yeah. How am I going to sit there and post on Facebook? And I think Facebook was the only one that we're giving a free fucking shirt away, several shirts. And all you got to do is email us or call us on the phone number and mention that I mentioned it on my silly Facebook or whatever. And the new shirts are badass. They're on the website, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Nobody wants a motherfucking Jerry Jonestown Massacre t-shirt?
I don't think anybody
Now
reads
you know how
Facebook.
I feel
East
trying to
Coast don't
sell
love
my
West
shirts
Coast?
to people walking out
East
of
Coast,
the comedy.
you want to tell me East Coast don't love West Coast? East Side don't love West Side? Just morphed into Snoop
I don't know about all that.
Oh yeah,
at the BET Awards.
I know exactly what you're talking.
East Side ain't got no love for West Side.
Motherfucking train.
East Coast have no love for West Coast.
The
That's
so
next
awesome.
night, they stole Tupac and and took him to fucking California.
Ganked him.
In sixth grade,
They
Ganked
ganked
him.
him.
I almost got jumped because I said East
Dude,
Side.
rap was so fucking
I didn't know what the
badass back
fuck I was
then.
talking. Yeah, I almost got beat up in sixth grade for going East Side, like not knowing any because I kept hearing West Side and the little geography I knew. I was like, well, East the opposite of West. This will be funny. And then I had like a group of guys going like, man, what'd you say? I'm like, all these hard ass sixth graders. I'm like, when they obviously, if they knew anything about rap, they would have been like fuck
There is
East
some good
Side.
East
We're
Side.
about fucking Houston, like UGK, like because that was
Pow wow.
relevant then. But they didn't
Actually,
know
Paul Wall wasn't
because
around
they
back
were
then.
force fed MTV, West Side, yada yada yada, and I said
Yeah.
East, and nobody really said East Side
No.
because they just said West Side. And
How
I
come
thought
no
it was-
one's come with
and I almost got. Luckily, it was like in class, and these guys were
I'm not
really
north,
mad at
east,
me.
south, or west.
They were really mad at me
equator.
for saying East Side
Tropical Cancer.
when they were ignorant
They
of the
started
Texas rap scene.
Throwing out their coordinates,
Yeah. Their longitudes.
longitude and latitude.
33, 19, 14, but 45, 48, 16.
I
Yeah.
want
That's
rap.
what it's gonna be when we go to
I want
Mars.
I want more specific geographic loyalty in my rap. That's
There
just-
needs to be.
Oh,
to the
dude, imagine the
longitu-
violence
the
between fucking
longitudinal-
rap groups when we're on different planets.
Because it's gotten down to
Mars rap,
what area codes, area codes,
Jupiter.
Area
even
codes.
like some specific
Zip
zip
codes.
codes.
Yeah,
But then it's just like, what about the
humans are dumb. We'll
divisions?
tribe up on anything.
You will.
We'll be like,
Streets.
yeah, fucking Domino's Pizza.
That's why I can never
Like,
get into
what?
school
Well,
pride.
I
'cause
like
it's like,
Domino's, but
I was like, hey, assholes! All of
But
our
like I said-
parents just happen to live in a, not knowing the word gerrymandered at the time, but like at an arbitrary line, they're forced to send us here, and you want me to root for this team of students that are just from the school, most of who I hate anyway.
I mean, you do have.
That's why I skipped the pep rally, asshole.
You have inner
Because I'm
zip
too
code,
smart for this shit.
inner area code, inner
I think all
zip
of us
code,
skipped pep
inner
rallies.
school district rivalries.
Yeah.
That was the dumbest.
Haltom versus Richland.
Hey,
Bell versus Trinity.
that's an interesting. How many pep rallies did you go to in high school?
all of them.
I didn't go to.
I
fucking,
went like
and
it
got
was
high.
harder to the gym where the pep
Even the
rallies
ones
were,
for my
were right
basketball
next
team,
to
I
the
got
student
high.
parking
I went
lot.
and got hinges
So it
during
was
the pep rally.
you had to
You
leave a
got a
lot
hand job at
earlier.
a pep rally?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Was
Yeah.
she what? Was she in special ed?
No.
How'd you pull that off?
Easy.
How'd
Man.
she pull that off? Heyo.
Hey, there we go. There we go. Now the jokes are flowing.
Yeah.
Let's re-record this show.
Yeah,
let's
there we go.
start over.
Start
Now
over.
that the beer's
Yeah,
in
Back
here.
to
we're
we're
in our
back to
zone.
one.
There is something about us showing up
tell
a
you
little
about this
early so we can
Replica.
warm up.
Let me tell you about this Republican I got in a fight with.
Be a way better
Let me
story
just go
now.
back, yeah.
Maybe
What
we
the
should
fuck
Dumb
did she
whore.
do?
we should start pre-showing at 5 because our show gets way better
I'm
towards
down.
the last
I'm
30
not-
minutes.
That's
I'm
that's the secret with the whiskey with guests. They start getting golden
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
second hour once all the whiskey kicks in.
Yeah,
They
we're
find
all
out the good
grumpy.
stories.
That first hour, we're always grumpy and shit. We get caught
Yeah.
up in fucking 60 sand,
Trump.
sand,
Bullshit.
quicksand
do
traps
this
from
time?
fucking Brian,
Whore.
and we get all, and it's usually hot out here,
The AC's
fucking
kicked
nasty.
on. Maybe we should just start the show
It was
at
good
midnight.
today though.
Remember-
there was a lot
Yeah,
more
it does
clouds
feel
and
good.
actually was like.
I
lower.
think
It
it's
was-
supposed to rain tomorrow.
So Brian, what we used to do
Oh.
when we first started this show
Yeah.
was we'd pretty much come in and do our show right after we left the bar at 2 a.m.,
Oh.
which was a plane
Wow.
crash.
which was half the
Yeah.
time was me trying to one-eye it to get everything
Yeah.
to work right,
Oh. Yeah.
which was at the time was just a laptop and making sure all the microphones work.
Oh,
Now
those were the
it's-
days.
It's all this bullshit. But
A TV on a stand.
we would
I like it though.
just come in here
Blazed.
blitzed.
Yeah.
And just go and just go and go and go until we pretty much passed out.
Yeah.
It was-
Those were the days.
That I could totally understand why that sounded like a great idea.
I would totally do it one weekend.
yeah. Do
Is do a flashback
marathon.
of, like where we just come in already blitzed, sit down, and
Well,
just get more blitzed.
That's the thing that's sad that COVID has
We could
kind of
just
put the
hang out.
kibosh.
You
Though
got a
we used to
sweet
do that.
patio, man. We could just hang out.
We
and
used to do that
patio
shit.
drink.
Remember we'd fucking go out to Fuzzed Out Fest and get blitzed and fucking drunk and hang out with bands and just talk shit and it'd get more and more insane as the night went on. It's sad.
Or
Fuck COVID.
we road trip it.
We could do that too.
I
Well, I've been telling you about the idea of us driving to New York. Well, we probably
I'm
shouldn't
not
do New
driving to
York
New York
anymore
now.
now, but
Can't
like
carry my
that we
gun
should
up
do
there.
a show the whole time we're going because some of the shit we come up with in
No,
the damn
let's just
car
do
is
it.
genius.
Let's do like I did over this past weekend. Just pick a small town, go out, do something
We could. Well,
out in the
remember-
middle of nowhere, look
okay,
at the stars. Then
now we're
you know,
talking behind the scenes footage.
Go to a state park.
Because remember, I brought up the campaign that we needed to start.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So yeah,
we
there's
can do that. And when we're traveling, as we're
We-
traveling to and from, we do the greatest hits show because
Mhm.
I have people pouring in greatest hits ideas.
Well, dude, we had one of the greatest somewhere
We
out in
talking
space.
we're gonna redo that one.
I don't know
we
if it
got
can
to.
be recreated. The
It
thing
can
is,
be. It's
the
been long enough.
antecedents, the antecedents for that show will never happen again. We're never gonna go see the Moon Towers, leave, go at the VIP lounge of a strip club, smoke weed, take a nap, get up,
See
drive
cocaine
drive
in a vagina.
Yeah, see cocaine in a stripper's vagina, and get up, take a ride out to 35, start heading back north
in the fog.
dense fog, pull into a Buc-ee's, cartel shows up, gets out the car, post guards everywhere in the gas station. We walk in, come out thinking we're going to get shot,
We're gonna die.
and they're already gone. Meanwhile, there's a state trooper here, or no, was it just a cop?
There was a cop.
There's a
and then
cop here, a cop here, and a
bunch of-
cop here just watching this go down, and then you start a show on Van Halen. That's never going to fucking happen
And we're
again.
cruising through the fog. It's foggy
Yeah.
the whole time, and we're debating on going by the Branch Davidian compound in the middle of the night.
Right.
Oh, 'cause
Which we
that's-
do
that's
later
totally
on.
not
Now,
haunted.
and then fast forward, we do it. Or was it before that when we,
did
did
it
it?
before it.
Yeah. So that's never going to happen again. That one's in space and it is gone.
Yeah,
that's
you
probably
can't-
our,
you can't
that would have
even
got us
try.
our record deal.
But
That's a
we're
crime
gonna-
to even try to
we,
recreate.
Yeah.
I know there have been people saying like, I do want you to go through that Van Halen collection, see what y'all think. But then
no,
also,
we'll have to do it over. We'll have to
also-
start with. We can't start with Van Halen.
We can't.
No, that's gone. It's just like Brian said.
We
That
can't
thing's
just
gone.
restart it up right there because I
It's
think
not
we
gonna
have some.
happen.
Okay, then
It's going to be a bunch of.
Guns N' Roses.
Hey man.
Guns
Yeah,
N'
we
Roses?
could do Guns N' Roses. Definitely could do Guns N' Roses.
I've been asked about the Motley Crue one. Madonna,
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. All yes to all these.
Yeah.
But Van Halen's going to have to come later on down the road because that ship has sailed off into the next universe.
I forgot all about it, but I think we can still do it. Like what we talked
You
about.
forgot all the gold that we had in that.
We did
thing.
have a lot of gold because there was a lot of debating on stuff and a lot of like, why the fuck was this song ever written?
Yeah. Maybe we were just amped up on caffeine and didn't realize how bad it was too. Though that could have always been something.
Vaginal cocaine.
Yeah. Like, I wonder if that poor girl's still crying. She's having a bad night.
I'm sure we'll get a report
I don't even want
and a text
context
message
for
later
that
this
statement.
week.
Why? She don't. Do you? We know who she is still.
We won't get it from her.
We met a lot of bad girls that night. Bad bitches.
A lot of bad bitches. A lot of bad bitches.
Hello, hashtag me too.
But they're all cool as shit. So, oh well.
A lot cooler than you.
So yeah, let's just go.
Yeah, let's go.
No, I mean let's go somewhere and do a show.
Oh, I thought we were ending the show because
And
it's
that
like
too.
10 fucking 35,
Yeah.
25.
Oh yeah, we need to end the show. All right, let's get out of here. We got to scroll. Seriously, next
Gotta
week
scroll.
is our 7-year anniversary.
What you know
Send
about
some cameos
must
over.
go.
That's all we asked for. was
I asked to
cameos.
give away shirts.
Or strippers.
We're trying to give you away.
You can
Hey,
totally
you know
get a
what?
strippers. We support that.
You send us a cameo,
Masks
you get a
for
free shirt
everybody.
There you go. You get a free shirt if you send a man. There's a lot of free shirts going out there. If you send a stripper,
and bandana.
if you send a stripper,
If you send a stripper up here
With
for our
masks-
show
masks
next
on her
Tuesday,
titties.
oh my lord,
you will get a free shirt and a bandana.
and our friendship for life.
You have to play music like throughout the whole podcast, which I guess would be okay because it's also.
We'll just play Van Halen.
And you got to
Okay.
get her out of here before.
I don't
anyone
think I don't
notices.
think strippers stripped to Van Halen, man. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think that's ever been attempted.
What are the possibilities of that actually happening? 0.
Someone getting us a stripper.
Yes.
It's probably less likely now because of COVID. But
Yeah.
I would say if we put this out there
No, well,
on a regular
all of
year,
us
there'd
will
be a
mask
pretty
up.
good chance.
Well, if that happens, we'll mask up.
Especially if we did a party like we used to when we have these big ass parties and invite these cool ass bands and party all night.
You want me to
There's
send
a
a
good
text
chance that
message?
happened.
Will you come over and take your clothes off for us?
I mean, sure, I can send a couple too.
I mean, it's to your
We
sister.
could do that. We could pull our pulls together.
We could.
See what happens.
We could dock.
I said pulls.
We could.
I didn't say pole. Did it sound like I said poles?
You said
We could,
polls.
we
Are
could dig our
you were doing
poles
this.
together.
I was like, are we docking?
This is several men docking.
Yeah, it's a lot of wiener.
That's a little cross. That's a little cross team docking.
Shit.
It's-
Yeah.
Also, play some docking.
You know what? If you need to, next week's our anniversary. Just send us a voicemail. We haven't had a voicemail in a while. I don't even know if the number
Yeah.
works.
yeah.
Send us a voicemail. What's his name?
Who?
Kevin.
Tamasu? Kevin?
Where's Kevin?
I think we've offended everyone at this point
With
that were
Kevin?
kind of friendly with us, and we even did it to a convict. Like a dude that is in prison, found us, and then left, and still kept up with us. He's done with us. We've offended him. And
I
somehow,
just want to make sure COVID hasn't killed him.
I mean,
the way what he used to
wouldn't
do
be that
with this
big a deal,
stuff,
right?
Yeah, that's true. You're the one talking down on a convict though, saying bad things about one.
What? No, just that one.
No.
Yeah, just that one.
All right, so we'll see what happens next week.
Yeah, maybe
on our anniversary show.
Maybe we'll be funnier. You know,
that
could happen.
We can't have any political talk next week, right? It's just going to be.
Yeah, let's cut the political shit out.
Well, we're just going to have fun. I say we get blasted.
I gotta go to work on Wednesday, man.
Do we?
I don't. Well,
and we just have some fun.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
We just had some fun, and you know what?
I do have my old job back, but I don't know when shit's.
I'm going to say this right now, and I guarantee you, no one will take up on it.
What's that?
If you're not, if you're cool with what's going on, you know,
cool, man.
You're cool hanging out with people. You're more than welcome to come join us next week.
Who's that? The lady at the pictures? She shows up?
She shows up.
Is that Cindy Skull?
I killed it right when I did that. All right. Bye.
Cindy, wow.
If Cindy Skull showed up?
Or fucking
that chick from Pictures?
Pictures.
No, she was not a picture. Rock Dogs.
From the Crypt with fake boobs.
Oh, that one.
There's that did the wet pussy.
There's no way that lady's still alive, is there?
There's